Now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
Hello, this is Matt and this is Whatcast. So another live stream then. We're going to be pointing and laughing at Flat Earth yet again. This is a special one today. I am joined by this man, Jeran Campanella from Jeranism. Welcome, Jeran.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me yet again.
No problem. Right, so I wanted to get, I don't fuck around on my live streams and talk all this bollocks before we get going, so I wanted to show you something straight away because some little Australian prick was really bothering me, called Fredo. I think you didn't debate him, but he spoke to you when you was on with Globey McGlobeface. Do you remember this conversation? You
mean on TikTok? I was on with Globey?
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yep. I don't remember. There were some guys who came on to ask questions, but I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, he's just a random TikTok fluff, but he was trying to. There was two things he was saying to me, and the first thing was that he keeps getting his compass and recording the sunrise and the sunset, which is this time of year, which is the time you was down in the south, roughly the season anyway, and that it never sets south of west. Which I was saying, what a load of fucking bullshit! It clearly fucking does, right? Everyone else says it. He's Australia, so I don't know what part of Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And he was saying that he's doing these TikTok lives where he's showing people the compass, and they're just saying that he's faking it somehow. It's because it's not like south. It would set south of west, and it clearly fucking does. Everyone else in the country can record that, but this prick can't. And the second thing he said was that when he spoke to, well, I'll show you what he said. Let me bring it up here. I rejected this, and I went back and listened to the entire thing, and you didn't say it, but I'm just going to see what your reaction is to it.
You lied about me? I don't believe that. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
In Southern Chile, did I watch it? No, I didn't watch that. I just saw it when they were in Antarctica. Obviously, people are talking about glitches. People are talking about other things.
Of course
people are talking about shadows. Look, I'm not trying to... I will say this, right? I will say this, okay? Jeran, I got Jeran on later. Right? So I got Jeran on my live and he was a piece of shit because he fucking lied. Because there was no way Jeran was a flat earther. So Jeran was a flat earther.
See, this is bullshit. For 10 years.
Listen, this is on my live, I promise.
I've spoken to Jeran at length.
He got on with Globey. So Globey, and Globey and him, right? Jeran was a flat earther for 5 months. That was it.
What do you mean? He's been around for 10 years.
No, they said no. Ask him. I spoke
to him. Go on my YouTube channel. I'll speak to him for an hour and a half.
Speak to him again. And ask him. Say, Fredo asked you, and it was about Venus as well, and Fredo asked you, how long were you a flat earther for? He said 5 fucking months. And I said to him, well, you're not a fucking flat earther, man. You were just going along with the fucking narrative that you were going down there. With it, look, I don't know what happened to Whitset, man. But
what on earth are you talking about? He was well known for 10 years. He was in a fucking film on Netflix as a flat earther.
Yeah, but a lot of us thought that was sus as fuck, bro.
Ask Jeran. I swear to you on my children, that's what he said to me. Ask him.
Yeah, but that's not true, is it? You've obviously misunderstood something he said because that's clearly not true. He was in... When was that documentary? That was something like 2017 or something.
And what was it about?
It was about flat Earth.
Yeah, but what was the outcome about?
What? Sorry.
What was the film? What was the whole thing about?
Beyond the Curve.
Yeah, Beyond the Curve. And what was it about? But what happens at the end?
Yeah, but have you ever heard? So he fucked up the experiment.
Exactly right.
Right.
See?
But have you ever heard him speak? Have you ever heard him? Have you ever heard him speak about?
They got called out. What was it, Matt? Exactly that.
So why did he keep continuing? So why didn't they pull the plug on him then? That documentary had... Hold on a minute, and I ask everybody this question because you all pretend he was never a flat earther. So if that was the case and he was put there to sabotage the flat earth and all this other paranoid shit that you all think, why didn't they just make him come out after that then and say that he wasn't a flat earther anymore because he just disproved it on a film that millions of people have watched, as opposed to the final experiment, where the only people that know about the final experiment is people that are actually in the conversation.
No, heaps of people know about it. Yeah,
but not as many as have seen Beyond the Curve.
Yeah, that's fine. Beyond the curve. You know why people care about it? It's because a flat earther got proven wrong.
Why didn't he
That's why people care
just
about it,
stop being a flat earther after Beyond the
Okay,
Curve if
but
he was fake
I
all
think
along?
I think it's more effective when you have somebody who can build a following like he did.
He
and
already
then
had a following.
he has so much bigger of a following after
Show me his
his
following
YouTube.
prior to it, Matt.
Do you realise that I know the guy?
following.
I know the guy. Do you realise how much he's struggling financially at the moment? Or you lot think he's been
I'm
paid
not
off?
saying that. I'm
His
not
channel,
saying
he's
that.
killed his own channel. It was his job. He's killed his own income. He's killed his own channel. And you lot are pretending he's done it for what purpose?
Ask him what I spoke
asked
to him
him.
about. No, ask him now. Ask him how long I spoke to him about Venus.
I can
He told me-
almost guarantee you. Well, I can. I
Okay,
don't know.
I'm
Almost.
telling
I
you
will
what
guarantee you. If I say
did
to him
he
how
keep
long was
saying,
your flat
Venus?
earth, which I did on the conversation I had with him, he said 10 years.
Yep.
Say
I hear
again.
what he's saying. He keeps saying that. Is he saying the word Venus?
He said you spoke to him about Venus. He's got this thing about you can't see Venus. You and Globy, when I went back and watched it, you was trying to prove that you could see Venus all year round or something from Australia, but the scale was totally wrong. Like he kind of had it kind of right next to
like,
Earth.
everybody who does it draws it on a piece of paper, which you can't do because obviously space is much bigger than that, and you can't even scale it down to a piece of paper. It doesn't work. So that's what they all try and do is they try and say you can't see Venus. I've seen Karen B model it on GeoGebra, where you can actually, if you do it to scale, then it is possible to see Venus. When
It is his thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how does that mean that I said I was a flat earther for 5 months? Why did you say that? He swore on his children.
Yes. I went back and watched the entire interaction, and you didn't say anything that even sounded like that. I had about 150 people in the live chat while I was watching it, and I said, if I miss it, point it out to me because I'm sure I didn't hear that. And I thought what I was expecting to hear was you say, "Oh yeah, I've only been a flat earther for fucking 5," like as a kind of throwaway sarcastic. Right. But you didn't even say that. Like you didn't say anything even remotely like that. I don't know where he got it from.
To swear on your children, though, is a very strange thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know that he'd done that until people pointed it out to me at the time. But
I swear on my children that he said that he was only a flat earther for 5 months. It makes no sense. And I don't want his children if they were like some sort of bet or something. I don't want to keep them.
No, he. I haven't seen him since. He said he was going to come back the next day and accept my apology. And I went straight off and watched it. And I'm like, this bloke don't know what he's fucking talking about. So people tagged him when I went live. People tagged him to come to the live. He didn't come. I got a quick super chat here. I'll do it before I forget it. From IC Spin. Jeran, anyone explain Vandenberg launches for Flat Earth yet?
Nope, just Dave Weiss trying to make up whatever he can at any point. So now he says that there's a 20,000 foot cloud that condenses down to the size of the horizon and the rockets behind that. But of course, then that refutes all the evidence of long distance observations like Canigou, which is only a 12,000 foot mountain or 9,000 foot. So how in the hell are we seeing that if there's 20,000 foot clouds that gather at the horizon and then hide anything lower than that? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's what they do. They just, it's pieced together. Nothing that explains this explains that. Whereas on the globe, things explain everything. So quite a difference.
Yeah. I know Dave McKeegan in the chat here. He saw on the live, it turned out he was lying. Yeah, listen, Dave McKeegan's he's in the chat here. And this is
Dave McKeegan is a saint for having to sit through Sam with me the other day. Thank you.
He swore on live, as it turned out he was lying. Someone should let Sam know. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That was insane. That I didn't. You know what? They was doing a victory lap after that you and Dave. Sure. Surely nobody can.
We got cooked.
Nobody can delude themselves to that degree.
No, you can. I've been there. I was.
You didn't used to. Did you ever like?
I wasn't that bad. No.
Like I'll tell you what I did do earlier on. Funnily enough, just out of pure curiosity, because I watched it back in the day. But do you remember when you had? Because this all got me thinking. This thing with Weiss that we'll be getting to later on, with the pretending that he hadn't spoken to Will, and when he arranged Witsit to go onto your channel and do that conversation. Well, I started to watch that. I only got a little bit into it, but it was very weird. It was very weird to watch you. Because you did seem to be finding you sounded like they sound now. And I don't really remember you sounding like that when I used to watch you, even when you was a flat earther. It's like it kind of came across like you didn't have an answer for a lot of what he was saying. The Australia thing, for instance, he was talking about Australia flying from one end to the other, and then across was 8 minutes difference. And
Right.
you and Austin just, but like,
Yeah, it's a weird thing to describe. I can't even explain it. It's that your brain has already put up a barrier to any information that might put you in doubt of what you currently believe, and so you're just able to dismiss it without even like thinking about it. I know that that's what they're all doing. Is this? They already think once you've already have your conclusion, you're already set. Now, here's the sad thing: is that Globers do the same thing. The only difference is they're right.
yeah.
But they do the same thing. Once you've got your conclusion, so once you know the Earth's a globe, then from there, you don't even listen to the things that flat earthers are saying. Well, it's the same thing on the other side. The flat earthers think they already know the answer, so they don't listen to anything Globers say. It's just, I don't know if it's our brain that does that for some particular reason, if it's like protecting your current belief or what. But once you're out of it and you look back, you're like, holy smokes, that's embarrassing. I can't even watch my old stuff.
Speaking of embarrassing, can you see this up on the screen there?
We know you didn't go to Antarctica. TFE is trash. Well, I mean, this is, again, it's because once this guy is a flat earther, then of course we didn't go to Antarctica, because otherwise, how's he going to be a flat earther?
Here we go. Here's another one.
Yes, we're in there.
This is one of Twatside's friends.
Oh boy, that's good. Yeah. Unreal 6 in real time. We're live streaming from Antarctica, and we're using an Unreal 6 engine. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. The guys are clueless. I mean, my chest cam footage shows us flying in. We fly. We land on the plane on the ice. We get out of the plane. Like, where were we? Like, there's all those flights are completely filmed. I think Dave McKeegan has a full film of it. I think McToon just put up, or MC Toon just put up a.
You're still getting out of that habit, aren't you, McToon?
I know it's a tough. Well, you know why? It's because I was listening to something today where I was calling him that the whole time because it was an older video. God, it made me sick though. Will asked for a video today. He's like, text me, can you give me this video? I'm like, well, what's wrong? He's like, oh, it's on private. I'm like, okay, let me go take it off private. So I took it off private and I just started to listen to it, and I couldn't listen to more than 5 minutes.
No,
that's how bad it is. How embarrassing it is to hear myself and the things I was saying. It's just embarrassing. Now, some things I still agree with that I was saying, but a majority of them, especially when it's talking about flat Earth or when I'm talking about Globers, is embarrassing. You know, what can you do? Put it on private.
I'll tell you what blew my mind that conversation the other day when I was listening with you and Dave.
With Sam?
Yeah, was that he was so in denial. That thing with the sun, that was just insane with Toon's head. That was weird. And also when he said about the tickets, that fucking idiot Vlad popped up. He was the ace in the hole, we called himself. He was going to pop in and fucking, oh, if you struggle, just grab me and I'll destroy everybody. And he wanted to see the itinerary and you showed him. So he didn't want to see that anymore. That was good. That didn't care. Right. But Dave's standing there, sitting there with a ticket. Not you, Dave. I want to see Jeran's ticket. And I'm just Jeran was on the fucking live streams with Dave. So what the fuck does it matter if he's got it? If Dave was there, Jeran was there.
So they think that we can fake Antarctica, but it's impossible to fake a ticket. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, what do you think is more difficult? If I told you, hey, I need you to fake a 4-day trip to Antarctica, or I need you to fake a plane ticket, which one are you going to be able to do?
I know.
Yeah. So obviously, no. And again, as far as I remember, and I don't remember much about a ticket from there, like as far as boarding that plane to Antarctica, if you watch my chest cam, we just walk right on the plane. It's not like we hand anybody a ticket. It's not like you go through a gate. It was like the separate side of the airport. We like had to go out the door into a van, and the van took us like down to the end of the airport. We weren't even like leaving the actual airport. So it's now Dave McKeegan has a ticket. So obviously we did get one. Otherwise I'd be like, I'm not even sure we got a ticket, but he has one. So we must have gotten something. And then people were asking if that was the ticket that I burned. No, the ticket that I burned was from San Jose to LA, or LA to Buenos Aires, one or the other. It was a different ticket. You can actually see it on the stream, or see it on my chest cam footage that I burned it with a magnifying glass. But I do remember getting home and just having a bunch of paperwork, and just I don't remember looking at it and thinking, oh, I need to save this or else people won't think I went to Antarctica. It doesn't make any sense. I was down in Punta Arenas. We were down in Punta Arenas. Then we got on a plane, and you can actually watch the film of us flying away from Punta Arenas. We were flying over land for a little bit. Then we fly over water for about an hour. Then there's sea ice, which nobody's ever seen before. Where the hell did that come from? And then you're on the land. The thing that really upset me is when Austin said he can't be sure of where we were.
Yeah, you mentioned that in my comments. Yeah.
Yeah, well, where else could we have been? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, first of all, the sun has to do what the heliocentric model calls for, or what the globe model calls for at each latitude line, or else you're not on that latitude. So if we went down to 80 degrees and we look up and the sun was at, let's say, 15 degrees all day, well, then there's a problem. Because at 80 degrees south on December 14th, the sun should be at 35 high and 15 low. And then we get down there, and that's what it was. So that we were on 80 degrees south. Now, could we have been at a different longitude? Maybe. But I mean, that doesn't make a difference. Still saw the 24-hour sun, and still at 80 degrees south, which is still impossible on flat Earth. So
he's in that position though, and he's kind of. I'm getting the impression that after a long attempt, he's getting a little bit of sympathy again from the flat earthers. So he's pushing more that way, and kind of feeding into their paranoia to be their friend and make the money. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I guess the sympathy would be that he didn't deserve what he got. But, again, all the lies that are being told about everything, even like the vape gate and all that stuff was manipulated footage. It's not even the case of what people thought it was, or people saying that he faked his breath. It wasn't a matter of faking his breath. Now, did he breathe out a smoke and then go, oh, there's my breath, because he didn't want to say it was a vape? Yes. But as far as like them saying he faked his breath, like, I'm going to go breathe this out and say it's my breath, that never happened. So it's just all these lies that were told about all of us. I get it. I understand how difficult it is. But to say you don't know, you can't verify where we were, and then they started talking about Deception Island. What are you talking about? Deception Island has something specific that the sun has to do there. Yeah. So if we weren't, if you went to Deception Island, the sun has to do what it's supposed to do there. The sun did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Would it even be a 24-hour sun there?
No, I think isn't Deception Island outside of the 60 degrees south? I think so.
I think they was talking about it on Tunes last night, and he was saying that it wouldn't.
I don't even know where it is.
Set for a couple of hours.
They love that because the name, right? The name means that must be where they took it.
That's right. That's exactly what I thought. I think as soon as it was, and you can laugh, like same as me. Like you can laugh at this stuff now, but like this would have been really appealing to you a few years ago. Like Deception Island. That means. Come on,
give me a break. Yeah, no, it's at 60 degrees north. So it's. I'm sorry. Wait, that's not right. I did have it up here. Yeah, it's out in the water. It's not even near. You wouldn't have a 24-hour sun ever there.
No.
And I still don't even think flat earthers totally understand that. I think that they think like once you're inside the circle that you always get 24-hour sun, which isn't the case, right? It would be reduced from the South Pole outward. So only the South Pole itself would get 6 months of daytime. And then as you start working your way out, like even going to 80 degrees, so instead of 90 degrees, you're 80 degrees south, that only has about 4 months. So you can kind of keep going from there. If you're at, let's say, 70 degrees, then you would only have a month. So it just kind of reduces until you get to that line of 66 degrees where you would only have 1 day.
Yeah.
So,
but they don't. There was a guy. Have you ever come across a guy called Zest or something or another on YouTube? He's not in here now, but he does come in quite. Zesta, somebody hasn't got a picture, he's just got a Z or a Z, whatever you call it over there, with a green sort of background. But anyway, he comes in and he's got this list. He thinks that because of the karmic rules, nobody will actually come out and directly say that they went to Antarctica. They'll just say it in a roundabout way. So I think he was in here, I don't know, probably about a month or so ago. Or maybe in my comments section, I can't remember, but he was asking Dave McKeegan to say it. Dave McKeegan then just typed it out, and he said, no, you typed it in all caps because you know that doesn't mean that you've gotten out now and all this sort of shit. And he was saying things like, I don't know whether it was you or Witsit, when you was recording, live streaming there, and you'd seen the sun go around, and one of you, it was probably you, and you said, we're here from... Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was one of the Globe people. I don't know. But someone said we're from the soundstage in Punta Arenas or something like that as a joke.
Oh, it might have been me on the flight there. I asked Witsit. I said, "What are we supposed to do? Fly the plane into the soundstage?"
No, I think it was on a live stream. It was on the ground somewhere. It was tongue in cheek. It was a clear joke. But then also somebody said that we're being held up or something like that from behind the camera or something along those lines, like a joke.
Midnight stream. I think that was Witsit said that.
Yeah. Well, they've took that as it was him.
something like that.
Because he wasn't allowed to lie because of karmic rules. He was telling people what was really happening.
Karmic
I
rules,
know.
everybody lies in the world, but there's karmic rules that say you can't lie. Okay, makes sense.
Oh, it was Dave. Dave McKeegan says it was him. Which one was you, Dave? The soundstage one? Is that what it was? They take everything literally, other than the literal things.
Right.
It's bizarre. I'm curious to see what else I've got here. So let's see. What's this one?
Yes, but anyway, Fredo, if you're out there, I wouldn't bet your children when you're completely wrong. That's probably not a good idea. But I never said I was a flat earther. I was a flat earther since November of 2014. So I would say I go back quite a ways. And I wasn't even somebody who, the reason I thought it could never be a psyop of flat earth is because I was like, well, who psyoped me? Because my wife and I just stumbled into it ourselves. And then we talked about making videos, or we're like, should I make videos? I don't know how. And then we saw Mark Sargent's clues, and you can go back and look at the timetable. It was like a week after Mark Sargent's clues that I made my first video. And it was only because I saw how Mark did it. And I was like, oh, I can do that. I can talk from behind a camera and put pictures up, which is what my first couple videos were. Horrendous.
Did you not think though, like even like there's some people like, oh, I've been down lots of rabbit holes. I was a bit of a conspiracy theorist back in the day, but there's certain people that would have just put me off and made me think, fuck off, this is bullshit. And Mark Sargent would have been one of them if I'd have ever gone into the flat earth. I never ever thought the earth was flat, but he's just a dickhead. Like, did you watch his video and think that I want to be like him? Is that what you just said?
No, but I think if you go back and watch the clues and start at number 1 and pretend that you had already thought that the earth might be flat, and you're looking on YouTube pretty much weekly to see if anybody's going to say anything or if anybody's ever going to make a video, and nobody ever did. And then all of a sudden you search one day and see Flat Earth Clues, and you start watching it, and he's basically describing what you already thinking. My wife and I had already thought, we remember sitting at Thanksgiving dinner and like talking to each other and like, if anybody knew that we were flat earthers here, it'd be hilarious. So we were flat earthers before in 2014, which he didn't come out with 2015. So I always thought of him as a dork, but I don't think I ever thought of him as sinister in any way. Now I think he's a liar, but I mean, and I did you hear him at the end of Behind the Curve? He actually says that even if he found out that the earth was a globe, that he couldn't leave flat earth. They wouldn't let him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So
I don't really remember it. Like, I mainly remember the Bob thing on there. But
no, I just was watching it the other day on my interesting show.
You?
I was doing a show covering interesting and covering that movie Behind the Curve. And at the very end, we were watching it, and he says, clear as could be. I'll actually bring it up for you because it's very telling. I was like, wow, this is something people need to see. I'll bring it up for you. I'm
not sure I can. You're gonna have to send me the link.
Okay.
And I'll bring it up.
Or you can just play the sound too. All you need to hear is the audio, really.
Okay.
I don't know if
it'll come through. Yeah. If not, just shoot me the link and I'll an email or something, and I'll put it straight up.
Okay. So this is. I'll send you a link. Where do I send it? You want me to send Instagram or?
Just do it. whatcast@gmail.com.
Oh, email it.
Yeah, email it. It's easier because then it'll just come straight up on where I've got all of this stuff.
Yeah, then I got to open my email though, all this stuff. All right, let me get it up there. Let me get up there for you. Because if I can't share screen. Doesn't work that way.
No, I can't. There's no. I can integrate Zoom into this and do it that way, but I never really have had to yet, so I just don't.
I'll just send it to you right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So what email again? Whatcast?
Yeah, Whatcast. Don't forget the K. It's not a C. It's K. Whatcast@gmail.com.
Sounds good. And gmail.com subject link. And here's this is the Behind the Curve. And it's free, so you don't have to pay for it. There's ads on it and stuff. And then let me go to the time. Get this one. Pause. So it'd be all the way here at the end. Yeah, so go to like an hour 30 into that.
Yeah. Hold on 2 secs. Yeah.
It'll come from you'll see it.
Go to what's the timestamp?
Go to hour 30. 1 hour, 30 minutes. So almost all the way at the end. It's like right as the movie's ending. And I lost where we were. And let me see if this is a part. Do you hear that or no?
It says, I can't get it. It says content unavailable. Maybe it's a regional thing.
Oh. Can you hear that? Or no? Do you hear that sound?
No.
You don't hear it playing through my sound?
No.
Okay. Well, people can check it out. He just basically says...
is it on you? It's not on YouTube?
I don't know if Behind the Curve's on YouTube.
Let me check. Let me say.
I don't think the whole movie is. They've kept it pretty under tight controls. In fact, they tried to take down my Vimeo account because I put it up on Vimeo and they gave me like some copyright takedown. I was like, I was in the movie.
It's got a trailer. I don't think there's the actual movies there. There's just loads of people talking about it. Flat Earthers, Jeranism, Bob debunk themselves. So it says,
yes, of course.
Exposing Mark Sargent. Yeah, don't worry.
The thing is about that movie and about Stephen Hawking. I mean, there's so many things that had left me in Flat Earth that people will never see, right? They'll just look at it and they'll say, oh, Jeran was a flat earther or an idiot for 10 years. But if they lied about your experiment where you didn't show anything, nothing was proven, and then they said, oh, your experiment proved the globe, you would think like I did. Like, well, there's no reason why you would have to lie about it. So therefore, the Earth must not be a globe. Because if it was, just show it. Why would you have to lie about my experiment? Now, granted, once I've seen it's a globe, then it doesn't really matter their reasoning. The Earth's a globe, period. So from there...
What was the issue with that? I know I've heard you talk about it before, the experiment that you did, and you had to hold it up, and you said it was neither proved neither way. Is that what you said?
Right, because they lied in the movie and they made it so the parameters were that if we saw light at 23 feet, that would be evidence of a globe, and if we saw it at 17 feet, that would be evidence of flat Earth. And so we did many different observations. Sometimes we didn't see it at either. Sometimes we saw it at both. So we're just going through the whole night doing lots of different tests or experiments. And then one time we say, okay, we'd done 23 feet, didn't see it. Then we said, go to 17 feet. Okay, I'm like, you're at 17 feet? He's like, yeah. I'm like, we don't see your light, man. We don't see it. I was like, hold it above your head, above his head. And I said, interesting, because that's in the middle. We were already at 23 feet. Remember that the difference between 23 and 17 is 6 feet. So if somebody's holding a light at their chest and then they hold it above their head, that went up 2 feet. Yeah. So we didn't see it at 17. We didn't see it at 23. We saw it at 19. So that's actually closer to a flat Earth result if you're going to get picky with it. Now, the thing about it is that imagine that if we did 20 observations, if I found the one that leaned towards flat Earth and I made an entire documentary and said it proved the Earth was flat, I would have my head on a chopping block, right? But when globers do it, it's completely allowed. In fact, every glober goes around touting that as it was proof of the globe. So this is what I mean when I say they do the same thing. Globers don't even look critically into anything. They don't. Now,
I think, to be fair, I think that's just people that have only seen that. Like, a lot of people are not in the conversation until they'll watch that, they'll think this is crazy, and then they'll laugh at the end and say, yeah, I was right, it was crazy, and then they'll never think about it again. And if anyone ever brings it up to them, they'll say, oh yeah, that bloke that disproved himself, interesting.
Exactly. Right. So that's what I'm saying. And so when you're the person that happens to, why would you then think, oh, the Earth must be a globe? Because nothing was shown in my experiment, and they had to use that to end their movie. So again, that locked me into flat Earth even more.
Yeah.
So Stephen Hawking having to fake, they only have tried like twice or three times on mainstream avenues to prove the shape of the Earth. They did it once with Nat Geo and they used a optical illusion. Then they did it again with the Genius program, and they actually faked the helicopter going behind the water. So those things, why would you need to fake the shape of the Earth? Now again, I get it now as a globe believer. I'm like, okay, so they went out there, they already know the Earth's a globe. So they're just doing artistic, okay, well, I bet they got out there and they didn't hide the helicopter behind the water. And they're like, what do we do? And they're like, we'll just fix it in post. We'll just make it hide behind the water in post. So then they just did that. And to them, it's not a big deal because they know the Earth's a ball. So they're like, we'll just fake it. Now to us, who's somebody who is inside the flat Earth, when you see them fake it, of course, you're going to dig your feet in even more, which is what happened. So that happened throughout this entire time, or people lying about things, or people saying things that are like globers. They would take an image and they would squish it. They would condense it left to right, and then it would show a curve, and they would say that's evidence of a curve. So what I did is went into my kitchen and took a picture of the countertop, which is a granite countertop, perfectly straight. And when you take a picture of that and you squish it, it shows curve. So that right there refutes, destroys anybody ever coming, and you know what? Not one glober would ever admit that. They would still to this day, MC Toon will tell you that you can do that and tell if there's curve. FTFE will say it, and it's completely and totally garbage. It's nonsense because cameras introduce that just in the sense of
why would it never curve like convex or concave? Sorry, though. Why would it never? Surely it wouldn't have a preference if it was.
I think it would if you took a picture from under it. So you're up top of it. You're taking a picture from up high of a line that's down below you, and it creates a curve. If I went underneath my countertop and took a picture looking up, it would make the other way.
Speaking of underneath, you please tell me. I mean, I don't think I've never seen you do anything this fucking stupid. But please don't tell me that you ever did that thing where when people film a coin from under the table and move it away. That's probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen from a flat earther. And there you go. And people have shown me that. Like, I'm like, oh my god, are you being serious?
Like, you just see the edge of the table. Like, you don't even see the top of the table. It's like so clearly underneath.
It's like you're burying your eyes halfway in the sand and saying, there you go. Because the sand's up to here, you can't see the bottom of the sun. But let's watch something here then. If you want to interrupt at any point, just start speaking and I'll pause. What number is that? That's part 2. Twatzoid I'm going to put on, I think, first, because I haven't seen this. He's talking about you and Dave with this dickhead. What's his name? Flat Earth Reconnaissance. What the fuck are these names?
Damn.
Honestly. What the fuck is that? They're like they're in the army or something. Pricks.
I don't even get it. I don't think it makes sense to me. What does reconnaissance mean?
Fuck knows. It looks about 125 as well. I don't know why I just don't grow.
I saw your video. It was so funny when you were saying that you're like, I don't know who this picture of him is. This is him. Right now he's 80 and that picture is 25.
Well, that picture there. Right there, he's got dark hair and everything, and he's about fucking a decent weight. And there he looks like fucking Santa. What's going on?
He's at least aged 50 years there. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I think it's only took last week. Well, let's watch
me
this.
Or you putting our baby picture as our...
Yeah, exactly. A picture of a sperm.
Yeah. Private debating. What am I going to say? Team debating, but as a moderator.
What? Okay, go ahead, and I'll start your clock whenever you start.
Let's see what it says. Right there?
Okay, so let's start about that TFE trip. In my opinion, I wish I could believe that it happened, but I have no other choice than to understand that it could not happen. So of course now we have a problem because you're saying that you went in that cold place there, but actually there are so many anomalies in your footage, in your behaviors, that it's impossible to believe that you were actually there. So even David Weiss is saying that.
Shank the Globe says, is it possible that they used the sun simulator? I seen a Chinese launch fake sun not long ago. Either that or there was reflection of the real sun caused by the dome. That's my two theories. Yeah, it's very possible, man.
What? Oh, I was expecting him to say, no, come on, that's ridiculous. If Twatzoid says that's possible, this guy's got issues, right? Wow. Sun simulator.
Wow. And the sun simulator is in a warehouse somewhere, and it's not in the sky.
The sun simulator wouldn't have had fucking sunspots for a start, would it? Like,
I don't think it lights up all of Antarctica either. So pretty impossible.
Insane. I remember Weiss was talking about it, not with the sun simulator, but his ridiculous theory. And he was saying that like they could fake the sun. And then, like, he goes on and on about, he calls it 9/11 blue, the sky, right? He goes on and on about how they always make the sky clear whenever they are doing something. And they had 9/11 blue that day, not a cloud in the sky, blah, 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 blah. So they could have easily just projected the sun, go round and round and round. And then it's like, someone brought up, this was a while ago when it first, probably February. And he said something like, if the real sun, if it was only just coming up above, then they had cloud cover and I'm thinking, where? You just said 9/11 blue, no clouds in the sky. That was weird. And now you're saying cloud cover hid the real sun. Make your fucking mind up.
He even gave like digits, like, oh, it's you only need 10 miles. In 10 miles, you could project the sun into the sky. But I'm like, yeah, but Dave, everywhere in Antarctica experiences that. That's what you're not realizing. Is all those bases. Go talk to your friend Steve Falconer, who went through his entire documentary and showed all the times for all the bases that were seeing 24-hour suns. Yeah. Which you can't just project it 10 miles and then everybody sees it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he should speak to Joe Hanvey, who's on his 6,827th model now, and he still can't get it. To work.
Everyone's right, and then he puts it up, and then everybody debunks it, and then he goes back to the drawing board. Hey, give him some credit for trying.
Yeah, I know, but people still say, like, someone even wrote that in my comments earlier today, funny enough. Funny how you never speak to Joseph Hanvey. And I'm like, what, that guy that's disappeared because he couldn't get his model right, and he's just fucked off now. Yeah, I've never spoke to him.
Yeah, reflection off the dome, yet the sun went around us.
Yeah.
It was in the north. How do you show that in the dome? Can't do it.
All right, and let's crack on with
Good start by flatoid. And I think he said something about me being a moderator and in the debate or something. But it was simple. Basically, Sam reached out to me and said, "Hey, here's my video about Weiss. Will you watch it? Tell me what you think." So I watched it, told him what I thought. And then he said, I still don't think he went to TFE. I'm like, well, do you want to have a conversation about it on my channel or what? We can talk about it. And then he's like, well, let's have a private conversation first. So we talked for like 3-4 hours, just him and I. And I'm showing him all my footage and I'm showing him everything. And he kind of started to soften his stance on a lot of the things he was saying because I disproved them. So then he's like, well, I still want to have a talk on your channel. And he's like, also, I messaged Dave McKeegan, sent him an email, and we've been back and forth. And I told him I want to talk to him too. I was like, well, do you want to just do us both at the same time? Like, I'll reach out to Dave. That'd be easier. I'll have him come on my show. And he's like, yeah, also get Duffy, get Witsit, get all the, and I'm like, okay, well, Duffy retired. He says he doesn't want to do TFE stuff anymore. So I'm not going to get him. And then he was already on with Toon. So I was like, you were on with Toon's show. So you don't need Toon again. So I'm like, yeah, I'll ask Dave. So I asked Dave and he's like, oh yeah, that guy emailed me. I'll come on. So that's why it is. So it's not a matter of 2 versus 1. I actually told Sam, bring whoever you want, bring anybody. Now he took that to mean, let me have Vlad come on later and not tell you who his name is. Like, talk about dishonest. Like, imagine if I just had somebody magically show up in here to debate him when I told him it was just going to be him and Dave, or me and Dave. I mean, that's dishonest. But of course, what do I expect from these guys? Anything different? No.
What was I just going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh, I don't know. It was just there. I'm going to play this on a bit more. Someone's saying Sam's in the live chat. Yeah, that's funny if he is. Oh, Sam, you've aged.
It has been a theory pushed around there. I'm not going to say no to that because we do know for a few years now the fake sun simulator has been out. I still stick with, I think they went a year before and they just did an HDR environment scan of the whole thing. And they overlaid some fake sun over there, and just when they did actually go, which I think they did go this time, they just overlaid that footage in the environment on using Unreal, and
was it dark?
That's practically how they.
I went to Antarctica at 80 degrees south, and it was dark. And then what we do? We projected a fake sun into the sky, and it brightened the whole sky for 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Lord,
clever.
That is, it's not even good arguments anymore. I don't know if it ever was. I thought it was. I thought it for a while that the Flat Earth had something, but now this just talk about grasping at straws. It's bad.
Yeah, but it's like they'll take anything. It's like you either wasn't there or you was there, and it doesn't matter. Well, which one was it? Which you got, if you're going to disagree with something, have a reason that you're disagreeing with it.
Right. So if we faked it, isn't that their admission that if it did happen, then the Earth is not flat?
Well, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, they're all admitting when they say that we faked it or we didn't go. Like Sam saying we didn't go. In fact, I have a message from Sam where I'm talking about the North and South Pole. And I said, Sam, there is a North and South Pole. He said, if there is a North and South Pole, then the Earth is a globe. Like, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. And I said, I was within 600 miles of it. And once it made sense to me that, wow, there's the lowest point of the sun. It's at 15 degrees. Guess what? That means that if I keep walking towards it, every 69 miles, it raises by 1 degree. So in 10 sections of that, which would be 690 miles, then the sun is going to be even all day. And guess what? There's only 2 places on the Earth that happens, the North and South Pole, 6 months apart from each other. So that means that I was 600 miles from the South Pole. I could look up in the sky from Punta Arenas and see the South Celestial Pole, which means what's below it. There has to be a South Pole. So if there is a North Pole, there is a South Pole, Sam. Wake up. That means that the Earth cannot be flat. End of story. Full stop. Let's move on to other conspiracies and real things in life and stop this 10-year diversion into complete delusion that has been capped off by a bunch of people who are very cocky and assholes. And they're wrong. So
the most amusing thing to me is there's Flatside there sitting there, oh, this is possible, that's possible. This is a person that accepts that there is at least a ceremonial South Pole, but can't tell anyone where it is.
Of course not. And he also can go outside and watch the sunset today, and it will set south of west, and it will be going to the left. Australia you need to go to the right. Or for him, so he's in South Africa, so the person who would get the sun next is South America. So he should know that when he watches the sunset, the sun needs to go to the right to get to South America, but it goes left.
No.
End of story. Full stop.
How? Like he's in South Africa. Anyone in the southern hemisphere?
No.
Hemisphere.
Yeah, anybody.
As well. Hemisphere. I love that how they say hemisplane, some of them.
Oh, so funny. Yeah, the sun goes the wrong way. The sun goes the wrong direction. And you know what? I've never even heard them be able to articulate that. They don't understand because they immediately fall back into this oh, it's perspective. If we turn this way, it goes, no.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying if you look west, the sun goes right to left. That's it. Period.
I have a
And you
nightmare
can do
with
that
them.
on a flutter.
They always try. Whenever I even ask them about 2 points of rotation, they just start talking about perspective, and I'm just like, you can't make perspective give you 2 different points. Like that's you can talk about directions till you're blue in the face. I don't really care which way they're going, right? If you want to say if you turn this way, it looks like this. I don't care about any of that. There's 2 of them. How can there be 2 of them anywhere? And if they're both going the same way, show me in the sky where they go different ways. It must be on the equator apparently, where they just start going different ways to each other.
Right. And if you're standing at the North Pole, then the sun goes around you left to right. There is no way to change that. You can turn any direction you want. You can do whatever you want, do a jumping jack, doesn't matter. The sun goes around you left to right. When you're in the South, it goes around you right to left, and you can't change that. That's because you're within that circle. So.
Oh well. Right, let's play on a little bit more here. Anyone? I can't really read the chat tonight because I'm chatting. Usually I'll just read a lot of it out, but super chats will get priority. Obviously, we're going to roll on.
Affect the sun. But that's just my 2 cents, what I think, and I think that's the more plausible thing. Although the strings that would needed to be pulled to fake the sun like that, you would need quite a lot of hectic connections for that. But then again, if we look at the connections that Duffy seems to have with NASA.
Also, I love the way that Flatsoid doesn't talk about flat Earth anymore. That's really working out well.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad he gave it up and moved on and changed his channel name and everything.
That's good.
But again, it's like he's talking about, Duffy has connections and all the connections it would take. What about the connections it would take for me to live stream from Antarctica, but not really be there and it not really be daytime? It just makes. What about the connections needed for that?
You don't need connections. You're an agent that was put there 10 years ago.
Oh, yes.
You've got all the connections that you could possibly have, all right? And you're a millionaire.
And $1 million just keeps rolling in.
Yeah.
$1 million a year, I think, is what they slated me for.
Yeah, I mean, I had to pay. How much did I pay you tonight to come on? A couple of $100,000, wasn't it, just to do this? It's insane.
Otherwise, I was going to be at the beach with my 13 wives. So
it's a good job NASA paid me so much. I would never be able to afford you.
Things, to be able to have Starlink privately in Antarctica, and NASA do his tracking app for him. He has all these interviews with very important, prominent people.
Just lie. There is no NASA doing the tracking app. There is a company that does tracking, and they use GPS. And GPS, are you saying because GPS is NASA that NASA now is that company? It's just ridiculous. It's like, and to have a private Starlink at Antarctica costs you $5,000. You can do it. That's what Duffy did. He bought a Starlink dish or whatever the base unit, $5,000. We went down there, he hooked it up. I watched him, and then we got internet. So.
Guess what? Hold on, I've got to bring this up here. This is Flat Earth Reconnaissance. Again, the WAS file on Flat Earth Reconnaissance for those who want to understand, not the others. I've got that lined up here. Flat Earth Reconnaissance. So maybe we'll
have you seen it yet?
Have you watched it?
I did watch it, yes. Well, I watched most of it and kind of skimmed through some.
What do you think about that?
Well, they've got a lot of issues with what Weiss has said. And I mean, I can't really blame them. Obviously, Weiss is now, he either has memory loss or is blatantly lying. So it's one or the other. I mean, you're not going to catch me in just a blatant lie like that. I mean, he's just basically said, we have all the receipts. Everybody's got receipts. And Will even has a phone call from a guy saying, I've never talked to the guy.
Yeah.
And you had a phone call with him. And clearly Dave did set up that interview. I mean, I have the text message from Dave to me, and he just basically said, hey, I talked to this pastor and he's available on these dates. And because he's in Mexico, he can't do it. So he wanted Austin to do it. So he's like, so I told him Austin's, so can you reach, so I reached out to Austin and said, Austin, can you have a debate with this pastor on this date? And he's like, why does he want to talk to me? And I said, well, he was in my text message to Austin. He says, well, he wanted to talk to Dave, but Dave's in Mexico. So Dave suggested you. So I'm asking you. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So then we picked a date, and that's what we had that first conversation with Duffy. And that's why Duffy got on and said, if anything goes wrong with this, blame Dave, because he tried to reach out to Dave to have the debate with him, and then Dave pawned him off on us. So
I need to ask if this Sam bloke is in the chat here. I need to ask him a question. Sam, what were you hoping to achieve by pretending that you had intelligence that was threatening Jeran and his family's lives? Was you hoping he would freak out and say, actually, I confess to all of it? I don't understand what that was about.
Well, he was reading a letter, right, from somebody?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him who made that claim or if it was in that letter, which was long and had no point to it at all. He
I think
brought it up
that
as if
was
it's like some
his
credible source or something. You know, it's like,
Exactly,
let me
that's
read this, and he just starts reading. I'm like, well, what does this guy have a degree in? What is he? Some sort of, oh, it's just some guy. Oh, some guy on the internet that you just are going to read his thing on my channel. That makes a lot of sense.
That was fucking bizarre. I just couldn't believe what I was listening to. That if anybody needs to know that flat earthers are mentally ill, just watch that clip. Fucking hell. Right,
Yeah,
anyway.
just reading random people's theories online. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. Let's play this on a bit. I might go to the Weiss files. So
I could not pass it over to say he might just be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are
You
your
know what the
thoughts?
trolls want me to do? They want me to rent Duffy's equipment to take with me if I do go. When I do go. Better yet said.
What's
Who's
happening?
that talking?
Roger's so dumb. His name's Roger. He's
Roger
dumb as well.
Ledwell.
Yeah,
He's the one that saved about $3 to go to Antarctica so far on his.
Oh, I think it's like 6 or 7 now.
Oh, is it?
maybe
Oh, yeah, he's getting there. then.
$7.50. I think he's so close.
No, I think in reality, I think he's got about 4,000, and I think that was
Really?
it's a him. He was someone donated about $3,500 to him, so just one person. So I'm thinking that was a little bit too close for comfort. So then he moved the goalposts and said, "I don't want to go to where did you go? Union Glacier. I don't want to go there. I want to go to the actual South Pole, and that's about 70 grand. Well, you ain't gonna get to either one of them with 4 grand, are you, Roger?" And if I was Roger and I had 4 grand, the first thing I'd do is go to the fucking dentist. You seen that prick's teeth?
I don't think so.
Fucking hell.
Roger, go to Punta Arenas. It cost you $1,500 for the flight there. Stay a night, watch the sunset on December 14th, and tell me you're still a flat earther. The sun sets right to left, goes underneath the horizon barely. You see the sun in the south, and then it rises. So when it did that, it also brought sun to Australia, which is 30,000 miles that way on your model. So how the hell did that happen? Then you realize, oh, it's probably because Australia's on the other side of the ball. That makes all the sense in the world. End of story. Full stop. It's over.
I love the fact that he's still pretending he's going, even though we're sitting here in almost November, and he's got
He'll go.
absolutely fucking nothing to go with.
If anybody wants to go and you just don't have somebody to go with you, I'll volunteer myself. I'd like to go down and run the marathon this year. So
or you could
21.5.
take tune up on your challenge, the 100 grand, just to go for free.
I know I've got a challenge too, but it's not exciting because it's only a $50,000 challenge, and Tunes is worth more than that. So I don't even mention mine.
50 grand is all you need, though, right? That'd pay for everything, wouldn't it?
Pay for everything, and then you get your whole trip taken care of. You can, wow, what a great deal! But none of these guys actually believe this. They don't believe what they're saying.
They don't. No.
I want you to.
Yeah, I said I should rent his Mariner Starlink receiver and take it with me when I go.
Who wants you to rent the?
Why not?
It's one of the AA's crew. They're leaving comments. Why don't I rent this deputy's equipment?
But- But what's it
Duffy.
doing there then?
Oh, because he's in Denver. He supposedly still has it.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? Why would he rent it out then? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
They said it's
I'm just Flatsoid gets me all the time. He doesn't even. He's clueless. He's like, oh, why would he rent it out then? Because he lives in Colorado and he's not using it. It's sitting in the fucking garage. So wouldn't you want to? If somebody said, hey, I'll take that Starlink.
Doesn't he use it though? I'm sure I heard him saying he lives in the middle of the sticks and he can't get internet. It doesn't he use Starlink at home?
Oh, I didn't know that. Is he using it? I didn't know that.
Weirdly, I think is what he told you and Austin. I think that's why I know it, because he was talking. They was arguing about satellite existence of satellites, and he was saying that he knows satellites exist because he lives out in the sticks. He couldn't get internet any other way.
Got you. But he's not using the one that we took to Antarctica. That
Oh, I
one he
don't know.
bought. It's a specific one. So if you're at your house, you can buy one that's cheap. But if you're going to take one of the Mariner ones, they call them, or whatever, that you can take out on boats, those are like $5,000 a piece. So that's the one that he had to buy specifically for Antarctica.
Right.
And he still has it. And it's not being used as far as I know.
Well, he's retired, but wasn't he commenting on your video the other day?
Yeah, no, I saw him there. I was like, I even messaged him after. I thought you were retired. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's coming out of
my video.
retirement. I think he should. And it is living proof as well. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says. I'm certainly not religious, but he was always nice to these people. to a point until they started like basically character assassinating him, and then he got a little bit pissed off towards the end there. But he is living proof that all of these flat earthers that say the reason we act like pricks is because of the way people speak to us, he never spoke to them like that, and they were still complete assholes to him. So there's really no point in being nice to him.
They even got to the point where they were saying he was responsible for John Benet Ramsey's death, even though he was like 8 years old.
Who? What was that?
Yeah, they were talking that John Benet Ramsey. Remember that little girl? Yeah. They said that he was involved in that. Bob Enyart, his protege or whatever, his boss was part of it. But it's like Duffy was like 8 years old at the time. They didn't look at that.
That's insane, isn't it? That they say
no, it's insane. They would just say anything because they had to discredit him. It's just like Weiss does with these. He's got all these financial things going on, and all these people are suing. And it's like, yeah, because he was a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Right. And those guys have insurance.
Yeah.
These guys act like they don't have. You're insured as a financial advisor. So if you give bad advice, you say, hey, you should go to this company, and that company goes under. You don't lose your entire ass. You have insurance. So it's like, get over it. So if he was really that worried about his financials, then yeah, he wouldn't have spent money on the Antarctic trip. Period. So,
do you feel like I was quite curious here, like what all this shit with Dave, with Weiss and all of his meltdown that he's having at the moment, because he's probably the app sales are down and all of his own community have turned on him. It wasn't even in Antarctica, and he's been fucking turned on this bloke. But do you feel a little bit like, I mean, I don't know whether you ever did any of this, but a lot of you guys, and I believe me, I understand it. I know a lot of conspiratorial people, and I was halfway there at some point. So anybody that's kind of got a platform, or anybody that's in the public eye, must be them, right? Must be someone that's propped up, must be someone that's put there. And do you not feel, with everything you're going through with this total rejection of the community of people you used to call your friends, do you not feel that you planted that seed in some way?
No, I don't think I was as bad. I think if you go back and watch me as far as that goes, there wouldn't be this, especially when it comes to a lot of footage of something like I picture, because people have asked if you didn't go to Antarctica and somebody else did, with the amount of footage that came out, there's no way I would be saying that footage was fake, because I'm smart enough to know that you can't have 7 cameras that are 24 hours. There's people live streaming from Antarctica. There's just no way to do that. So no, I don't think I was as bad, but I certainly did encourage doubting everything. Right? I mean, that's, not taking the word of men, not doing this and that. So that's why when I went down there, I thought people knew that about me, number one. So I'm not going to take these guys' words for it. When I came back, I made sure to point out that I'm not going to use NASA as evidence. I'm not going to use government as evidence. I went down there and observed the sun myself, saw what the sun is doing, saw what the sun is supposed to do, and then was able to make a determination from that. And anybody can go do that without using NASA, without using government, without using a professor, without using a physics book. You can figure out the shape of the Earth yourself. Yeah. So if you have to have the will to do it, and you have to have the cojones to say, I'm going to actually ask a question and go down and determine the answer based on the evidence that I see, and not a preconceived belief, which is like Austin. Austin already had this idea that if we see the sun, well, it doesn't mean the Earth's a globe, right? And so, well, okay, then explain why. And then in that debate, he wanted to tell me, oh, well, it's personal incredulity just because you don't know how it works. I'm like, no. It's nobody knows how it works. It's never been explained ever that a 24-hour sun could work on a flat Earth. So why would you believe it?
No.
And there's a million other reasons. Okay. Yeah, but none of them are disqualifiers like this is for the flat Earth. And then once you realize the AE map is the only map that will ever exist, once that's debunked, which it has been, now it's falsified, then the Earth's a globe. So, and they say, I think when I say that, people might take that as meaning I'm saying, oh, because it's not flat, then it's a globe. No, it could be something else, I guess. But there is a model out there that explains everything we see perfectly. Meaning that when we see alternating sky rotation, well, what could that mean? When we see the sun going in a different direction in the south than it does in the north, what could that mean? Is there any model that we could put ourselves on that all of a sudden answer every question? And the answer is yes, it's a globe. Put yourself on a globe and every question's answered. The seasons answered. The poles answered, the celestial pole, south celestial pole, north celestial pole.
Yeah, but it's just reverse engineered from flat, you know that, Jeran.
Oh, man, which makes no sense again. I mean, you can't. If that's true, then I want somebody to make a world, it could be a pretend world where it's flat. and there's observations because there's sky above it, and then project that onto a sphere and make sure that everybody on the sphere sees the exact observation that they're supposed to see. Well, you can't do that because they actually live on a flat Earth. So you would only see the observations that a flat Earth would see. But again, they don't realize that the globe Earth explains everybody's observations. Like everybody you know or ever will know or ever have known lives somewhere that right now is mapped on a sphere, and you can call them and find out. So this guy, what did you say his name? Who was the guy that said that the sun didn't set south of west?
Fredo. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like him, you would be the first one to ever debunk Google Earth. So go to Google Earth and show what it says the sun will set. It will show the sun setting right to left for you on today, and then go and film it and show that it doesn't do exactly that. You'll be the first one in history to disprove Google Earth. Good luck.
Did you ever have a moment like you must have got some shit after behind? Is it behind the curve or behind the curve? Isn't it? So you must have got some you're a shill after that, right? From some of the yeah. Was there any particular moment that like when you were still a flat earther? Because I had one. I think I've told you about it before. But when you kind of, because I remember Alex Jones even talking about this, and he's one of them, and he like everyone's fucking in on it, and everyone's against you, or be paranoid about this and that. And I think he was on Rogan once, and he was saying something about how everybody at that time everyone was calling him a shill. All of the conspiracy community were calling him a shill and everything like that. And he's just like, and I think Rogan even said to him, "Do you not realize like when it comes around on you, how crazy you must sound then when you're saying it about other people?" And I don't know about you. It was Mandela effect for me. Someone called me a shill and like that I was placed there to disprove the Mandela effect, which was ridiculous. But it kind of, that was my main moment, I think. Of 5.5 years I've been sort of content creating, podcasts, whatever. And that was my main moment of like, am I as bad as that person? Now it's me. It looks fucking ridiculous. And when you guys was in Antarctica, I remember coming back from somewhere one night. I was out drinking or whatever with my mates, and I was stuck TikTok on. I was listening to a TikTok live, and that fucking Caleb, that moon-faced weirdo Caleb.
He left, I think.
He's fucked off. Yeah, he's gone. He was, and it was like they were in mourning. And if you guys, Austin or you or even Lisbeth or any of the flat earthers would be there, I would imagine if you heard that conversation, you would immediately never be a flat earther again. The things they were saying, it wasn't like anything nasty or horrible, but it was the most ridiculous shit that I've ever heard. Like, you've all been cloned. You've all been killed and cloned. And to imagine, and to me, I'm thinking to myself, if I was listening to this about me, it would put me off of ever believing in any conspiracy ever again. And I kind of, the things that you've said to me in the conversations we've had and whatever, I kind of feel that you're sort of there. Like, I know you kind of had a rethink on the moon landing as well, as did I. And with conspiracies in general, because of what you've experienced here, is there anything, without getting my channel taken down, right? If there's anything you still believe, is there anything that you're still suspicious of? I guess is my long question there.
Yeah, I mean, I did a video on my interesting channel the other day about the San Bernardino situation that happened in 2015, which is still unexplained to me. And I can't imagine anybody being able to explain it because it is a literal impossibility what the story is. But I mean, I still have questions about things in space. I still have questions about the pictures that we see from supposedly Saturn, things like that. But I guess now they're not as big of a deal to me, I guess, is how I would put it. Because I guess, like, you know, I'm not going to be able to determine those. So, but the shape of the Earth, we can figure it out, right? It's a thing. I can stand on it. I can go and measure it. I can travel it. Okay. So that's one thing. But when you're talking about other things that, like pictures of Saturn, I don't know how I'm going to actually, what am I going to actually get out of that? How am I going to prove that they're not real? Well, I'm not going to be able to prove that. It's their word against mine. So that's much different in a case like that than whether or not we went to Antarctica, where there's live streaming, multiple cameras, everybody went, we all have chest cam footage. So that's just much different. So I think that my new way of looking at things is better. Obviously, I'm going to go into each situation with an open mind. So like the Charlie Kirk thing, right? So when that happened, I knew right away, first thing is don't listen to these guys for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be making assumptions off of faulty information. And it's exactly what happened, right? They don't know what they're talking about. And it's of course the worst footage ever that they're downloading off of YouTube, and they're using that footage. And it's the same thing I saw right away. Like when they say there's no footprints in Antarctica, and it's like, well, yeah, you downloaded the worst copy ever that we uploaded from, so it's the worst version of it. And then the same thing was happening when they said there's no blood on Charlie. There's no blood on the ground. It's like, what are you talking about? How would you be able to see that? So I just have learned to, and so like with the Charlie Kirk thing, I just never the whole time thought that that they were saying anything that was, again, if you go into the situation thinking everything is a show, everything's a movie, then of course
I have to be honest with the Charlie Kirk thing. Like, I did a podcast about it, and I was actually covering Twatzoid and his panel. They were all talking about Charlie Kirk, and that dickhead Sov was absolutely convinced that it was all fake and whatever. But in credit to Flatzoid, he was saying, that's insane. You're going too far now. Some things are real, really? Blah, blah, blah. And I've never really, that's the most respect I've ever had for him for not doing that. But do you think back in your conspiratorial days, because we spoke briefly the other day on text about the film with the Charles Kirkland thing, right? It was a Nicolas Cage thing, right. Is that right? And that you'd said that in the film, so Charles Kirkland got assassinated by someone with the name Tyler, was it?
No, the boxer's name was Tyler, but okay.
The what, sorry?
The boxer in the ring at the time's name was Tyler, not the guy who
okay. Right, okay. So it's just a loose...
See, these are the kind of little things, though, that the conspiracy people will throw in there to make you think that it's connected. They'll say that the killer was Tyler. No, he wasn't. And when you can use somebody's first or last name who was a boxer who happened to be in the ring of the... Like, okay.
Yeah, that's right. You can... Or if not, they'd have found the name Tyler in the credits somewhere at the end, and that would have been enough.
Sure.
But the question I got for you is, like, so the screenshots that they was sharing was very blurred, wasn't they? And they were saying it was September the 10th, but it was actually September the 19th. And I'd already looked at that, ironically enough, the day before, because I did a show about it. And ironically, the day before you did your thing. And you wasn't sure. You said it looks like the 10th, and if it is, then you're gonna have to relook at it and stuff. And I messaged you and said, yeah, I know, I've rented it out or whatever, and I've looked at it myself. Back in the day, would you have done that, or would you have just said the 10th and ran with it?
I would have ran with it.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I mean, because here's the thing: as a truther, you have this feeling of like anybody else that's a truther is telling the truth. You don't think that there's people out there lying that call themselves truthers. It just doesn't really register. And there's many people that are taking advantage of this. There's many people that are doing it for clicks, that are doing it for money. I mean, we now incentivize deception. If you want the most views on YouTube, if you want money, if you want TikTok off, then you're best off lying, making things up, creating events, creating fake events. That's where the money is. And again, if Charlie Kirk gets shot and you wait 3 weeks to come out with the best documentary about it, you'll get no views. The people who get the views are the people that are out 2 hours later, an hour later, talking nonsense.
Absolutely. So. Did you ever look into the Titanic?
I did, yeah.
So we did a show back in the day about the Titanic, and probably about 4 years ago now. And there was this guy that he was a big conspiracy theorist, but he also had his own podcast and whatever, but he used to listen to a lot of what we did. And he literally, he was researching the Titanic, so he listened to our episode, and we kind of concluded that it was... The Titanic did sink and blah, blah, blah. I can't remember the way it ended up, but we went with the conspiracy. This was strange. There was another sister ship, wasn't there, or something? I forget now. Olympia. What was it called? Olympia, yeah. But then they had, did they have number? What was the evidence that came with the end of it that they confirmed it was the Titanic?
Well, just a picture of the boat at the bottom of the ocean.
No, there was something on board. There was something to do with, there was some brass things on the chairs or something. I can't remember now. But anyway, it was quite damning evidence to suggest it was actually the Titanic that went down. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's how the story kind of ended, and it was kind of like how we tied up the end of our show. This guy literally copied our show word for fucking word, but missed that bit off the end. Because then it's, it didn't sink and they are deceiving you and I've uncovered it. And I'm just like, what a prick for doing that. Like, he's literally just stolen our show, but probably got more listens.
No, I know. It's sad. And so there is no actual truth movement anymore. I mean, in fact, the goal of the truth movement is that there is no more truth. That's where you've come out the other side, is when you get there and just say everything's fake, everything's a show, the world's a show. We're in some magical place. It's just a show and it's a movie, and that's a terrible thing to go. That's why I came out with my quiz show, Fact Down, because I said I want people to recognize there are still facts.
Yeah.
Because for some reason you start to lose connection with facts when you become a flat earther. You start to think there isn't facts. That anything can be whatever anybody wants, and that's just not the case. Like, the Earth is a thing. We can touch it. We can measure it. We can figure it out, and the evidence shows you quite clearly that it's a globe. So, and end of story. There is no more thought in my mind about it. Now, again, am I open to evidence? Sure. If you've got evidence of the flat Earth, bring it. But I was there for 10 years. You're not going to magically find something.
No. Right. I've got a couple of super chats here that I'll do before I forget. In the Life 299, Jeran was a truth seeker, not just a flat earther. So that's a good compliment for you. I guess you've heard that a lot. Jimmy G, $5. If it's reverse engineered, just reverse it back again. But they don't. I always say that to them. It's reverse engineered. We'll just reverse it back to flat then. Like, what's the fucking... if you're all so smart, just do it. You're the real brains on the planet, or the plane, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly. And there's no like whistleblowers. I mean, all the things that you think would take place, somebody would come out somewhere and say, hey, here's how they're faking the flat Earth versus the globe. Or, they would explain it so that somebody would know. Like, people act like, if you're a whistleblower, you can't speak, or they would control you. No, they couldn't do that. I mean, I could go meet somebody at a cafe right now, and I could just tell them, hey, here's how they're faking it, and then tell them, and then just say, don't mention it came from me. Well, I'd be fine. Yeah. So there's at some point in history that would have happened, that somebody would explain exactly what happened, and there is no explanation for it because it's impossible. Yeah, it's not possible. You can't lie to people about where they live if they have eyes. If we were all blind, you could tell us we lived on a globe and we actually live on a flat Earth, and we wouldn't be able to figure that out. But because we have eyes, we can actually make observations, and the observations have to match what they say we're on. So if the observations for every single person on Earth match the globe model, then we live on the globe.
Speaking of eyes, 176 eyes on this thing at the moment, only 50 likes. What you fucking doing, people? Come on, we're going to get at least 100 likes here. But I don't know if you agree with me here, but like with the flat Earth movement at the moment, they're doing themselves so much damage because it's clearly dying. I don't care what they say. It's clearly fucking dying slowly and painfully. None of them can get on anymore. They're all fracturing. Even the splinter groups are splintering, and all of this stuff. The best thing that I think any of them can do, because you are not going to convince me. I'm sure some of them still believe it, but you're not going to convince me that some of them now know that it's not true, and they just don't want to. They don't want to lose their friends or be upset the cult or whatever. But I think the best thing people can do is what you've done. Come out and say, look, I think the best way they can go is to say, I've really had my beliefs challenged here. I'm not sure, but I'm stepping away from this because all of the evidence appears to be against what I believe. Like, if you're still a conspiratorial-minded person, that is the most honest thing you can be. Because if you're just totally fucking wrong and to the point that it becomes, it already is, in my opinion. I point and laugh at it like literally all the time. But and I never did until after TFE. I never believed it. I used to talk about it sometimes, but it wasn't mockery like I do now, because it's just denial of facts now. Like, there was at least an argument before. To the layperson, do you know what I mean? But to anybody now, it's not an argument. But they're never, if you're going to if you believe that there's fuckery going on in the world and that there's an elite and there's this and that going on, you're not going to have any credibility, are you, if you continue with this nonsense of the fucking flat Earth? Who's ever going to listen to you about anything else, even if you're right about it, if you just won't let this go?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much that way regardless, to be honest with you. So I don't think that they're probably holding on to the last. They know that they can. I think if people see what happened to me, then they realize what their fate is in front of them. So they're making that decision to not throw everything away right now. I don't know what to tell you. I don't agree with them. I don't think that you should be a liar. But at the same time, I look what happened to me, and you're like, wow, Dave and Austin get to keep going on, get to keep making money, get to keep having friends. So again, am I saying, oh, I wish I wouldn't have changed or wish I wouldn't have flipped? No, but do I sometimes think I wish I wouldn't have gone on the trip? Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
yeah, I mean, it's I think I thought, even as I was flying back and thought to myself, like, is this, the right move? And it's just like, no, truth is always what's right. Truth is always the goal. So there's no question about what I need to do. And the hope was like, and truth will pay off. Now I don't think that's the case anymore. Now I realize why nobody tells the truth, because there is, in this world, especially when you're innocent until proven guilty, to incriminate yourself is the worst thing you could do. And so what I did was incriminate myself. I said I was wrong for all this time. And so anybody who's ever watched me then immediately dismisses me. And anybody who hasn't watched me before, once they find, oh, this guy was wrong for 10 years, why would I watch him? So yeah, that's my personal opinion, because I haven't seen, whereas if, let's say I got back and good things started happening or something, and then maybe people would look at that and they'd say, oh, okay, you can still come out the other side, admit that you were wrong, and still succeed, right? Which I don't think is really the case. I mean, I can't even get a job. So, and it's because in today's world, if you apply for a job, they search your name on the internet, right? And so if they find anything, and it doesn't even mean like it has to be negative. If they find anything that to them, you're a liability, right? So if you're a job, you're looking to hire somebody, let's say you've got 5 applicants. If one of those applicants is all over the internet, they're a liability, because at any point somebody could come into your place of work, somebody could, so to them, the other 4 candidates are immediately more attractive. And that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with, right? Now, originally, people were saying,
do you wish you'd used a fake name?
Oh, of course, but I mean, yeah, of course, I thought that from second year I was on YouTube. Yeah. But I do think that there's this this idea of like, I don't know how to say it. If you search somebody's name on the internet, I used to think like, okay, well, they would see that I was honest, they would see I have integrity. It's not the way it works. And I even had people who told me,
yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's not the way it works with those people, but those people are not interested. They want to feel special. They want to be the ones that know. But you've picked up, I know it's not as many, but you've picked up a lot of fans because you told the truth. Like, even there's Megan in the chat is saying that she started watching you for that reason. Like, that's right, why
she'll admit. I mean, how many people are like her? Very few.
Oh, so, tell me about it. I know that, but like, that's if you're looking. I mean, you make pretty. I'm not like blowing smoke up you. You make pretty engaging content anyway. Like, it's my cup of tea. So I'll watch your new shows because it's things that I'm interested in. It's things that I've covered myself. So to me, it's like, oh, I didn't see that when I did it, and things like that. Obviously, you're gonna have to go some to get anything like the subscribers you had before, because it's really easy to. It's very attractive to people to think that they're in on this massive deception and they're one of the special ones, whereas the other stuff is just interesting to people that have looked at it. It's tough gig. Yeah.
You have to be, what I've learned about YouTube is you have to go one way or the other really hard, right? So you have to either be a conspiracy theorist to the 10th degree, to where everything's a conspiracy, because then you draw that crowd, or you can be somebody that nothing's a conspiracy, science is true, everything's true on the mainstream, and you can draw that crowd. And that's basically all you can do. If you're in the middle, there's no attractiveness. Nobody wants to tune into YouTube to watch you wiffle waffle about you don't know what the case is.
No,
right?
That's right.
They want to hear that you know exactly what it is. It's 100% right. Because I think most people who watch YouTube are lazy, in the fact that, I'm not saying everybody's watching YouTube is lazy, but I'm saying if you're a conspiracy theorist, you probably have a job, you have family and things like that. So you want to get the information, and you want to get it quick, and you want to get it from somebody who knows what they're talking about. So you don't want to watch somebody who says, I'm not really sure, I'm wiffle waffle. Well, that's a waste of your time to watch that person.
Yeah, it is. So, you're right. I'll tell you what I found. I found that I generally just tell what I believe to be the truth, whether it's right wing, left wing. I'm not interested in any of that shit. If I say something that I know is going to be unpopular, I'll still say it if it's my opinion. Right. I can't help myself. I don't want to take an opinion that I don't believe and try to look passionate about it if it's not something that I believe. But I've noticed that it just gets you a ton of hate because everybody wants you to just be far left or far right or well into conspiracy, if you're not deep enough down the rabbit hole, then you're fucking just the same as the normies and you fucking need to do your own research and all this sort of shit. But what I found about when you say things that are like politically unpopular or whatever, you get hate. Like, even if I say something that I believe, I haven't got extreme views. I can't help that. I don't have extreme views. I've got views, but I'm kind of a live and let live type person. And if I say something and I allude to the fact that I disagree, like the other day, for instance, on this thing with the UK about someone pointed out the fact that there was 12,100 and something arrests for online comments in this country. I'm saying that's fucking ridiculous. Like, if someone's calling you a name online, why are they getting arrested for it? And like, people will hit me and say, oh, what about if someone commits suicide over this, you fucking idiot, and all this. And then the other side will say, you should have said that everyone should say more and they should be racist and they should say that. And I'm just like, so you want me, so this side, the right, want me to go online and put my life on the line so as I can say what they haven't got the balls to say. They'll just sit, they won't even share the content in case, if I said something slightly controversial, they won't even help me out and share it, but in case someone sees them sharing me saying something unpopular. And the other side, I'm a Nazi. Like, it's fucking mental.
That's why I like you, because you are in the middle, which I recognize is not advantageous. It's not. It's not real. No, there's nothing at the end for you. Like, you can't look ahead and say like, oh, I'm going to be a great podcaster and be, if you are true to yourself and say you're going to continue to say how you really feel, it's not something that anybody wants to hear. People don't want to hear somebody else who's also iffy, right? Because they're iffy. Most people are iffy about subjects. So
they are.
Usually they want to hear, and that's why you said, they push you to the far right or far left, because that's what, and I've kind of pointed this out, that it's what your chat does. I believe that chats, because people get mad at me that I don't watch the chat during my presentations. And the reason I don't is because it will sway me. Because if you start saying something, about abortion or something, and then you start seeing the chat turn against you, you will in real time adjust what you're saying. You'll kind of come back a little bit. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I used to argue with the chats. That's probably where I went wrong as well. Like, when I first started doing lives, with the podcast, I'd be like, well, you fucking, like, people are saying, what you mean is, no, well, you come up and I'll bring you up and you say that then. And you let your employers see you say that. And then you see that I'm not being some sort of pussy, that's because I'm not saying your opinion. I've got to do a couple of super chats here. Speaking of chats, where were we here?
And one thing I want to say that's kind of sad, though, once I heard people talking about how you can look up Google Trends. Have you heard this whole thing with Charlie Kirk, that you can look up when people's names were searched and things like that, which I didn't know before. I really didn't know you can just search Google Trends and then go to that Trends page. So the sad thing is, as much as I do want to think Flat Earth is failing, the one person that I looked up, Flat Earth Dave, is definitely on the rise as far as YouTube searches, as far as Google searches.
What, people are searching Flat Earth Dave?
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know
why
how you tell
though?
that.
Well, to take the piss out of, like, to laugh at him.
Let's hope. He did have a huge decline as of what date is this? May of 2025, but now it's gone almost to an all-time high in August of 2025.
I mean, you know him pretty well. Have you ever had anything like him swearing like that? Like, fuck me, I've never heard that. Was insane. You fuck off, and all this. Like,
no, I haven't heard that. No, especially over something he's demonstrably wrong about. That's funny.
Well, yeah. That's when I heard it, and until you sent me those screenshots, when I heard it, I thought, he's genuinely pissed off. These people are pricks. This Vic and fucking Travis and these other dicks. I mean, they're obviously dickheads, right? No, it's no mistake. And
Vika, like you said, is stupid. I mean, Vika is just out of his mind. He doesn't even make sense most times. I always tell him to speak English.
Yeah.
And so
he thinks he's Neo, don't he? Big time.
Yeah. And a couple times I did agree with you when you said like, oh, I'm on Dave's side here. There was a couple things I was on Dave's side, right? They basically call them a scam. And I know that Dave believes this stuff. Now, at this point, do I think differently about that? Well, I then put myself in that position of where my mind kind of blocked everything. So I do believe Dave's in a position that he believes so strongly in the flat earth that he believes anybody saying anything different, including me, means that I've been compromised, I've been paid off or something. Because what happens is your brain has to replace anything that could damage what you currently believe. So Dave has a choice. Either his app is wrong and he's been wrong for 10 years, or Jeran's been compromised. Which one do you think is easier for him to accept?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You said that.
He accepts the one that's easiest, and so does everybody. It's just the way it goes. But when you go down there and see it yourself, this is why I encourage people to go to Punta Arenas. There is no coming back and lying from that. There just isn't.
Wits it.
Yeah. Oh boy. That's why, I mean, I want to believe that he is diluted as well and just making any excuse he can. But I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know how you can see it and not. I mean, even Elizabeth, right? I mean, she said she's no longer a flat earther and has disappeared.
Yeah.
So,
she was on Sargent's show for a little while, though. A few weeks.
like a week.
Yeah, what was that about?
Like a week or two.
Was that like the eye candy that he needed?
Yeah, I think he wanted to kind of give an FU to Patricia, but I don't think it worked. So
no, definitely didn't. Right, let's get these super chats. Got a couple here. 199 IC spin. We don't believe it's a globe. We know exactly. That's what I've always said. Ever since I learned so much about the globe just from this topic. I didn't have a clue. I've got no science background or anything. Jimmy G here, $5. Australia is definitely the size it's said to be. I drive the entire country as a truck driver. There you go. And you can see the sun going the wrong way, Jimmy. I'm sure of it.
So. And the lines of between a degree of longitude, like I think I've said before, 53 degrees south only is already 4 times bigger on the flat Earth. So we have to believe that they tell us it's 40 miles, but it's really 160, and nobody's figured that out.
No.
Nobody got in their car to drive to their friend's house, said, I'll be there in an hour, and then got there 4 hours later and was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
How did it take me 4 times longer than it should have? Well, because we've magically changed 40 miles to equal 160.
Fucking bizarre. Let's have a bit of a longer look at Flat's idea for 5 minutes for a laugh.
Go back and look at that evidence, and it makes sense that it was evidence, but it led you in the wrong.
Realize the Earth is a ball. How can you realize the Earth is a ball, Jeran? The Earth has never been a ball. And that's why I call him fake, because his whole reason for so-called leave.
Why is he putting YouTubes up in that format as well? What a dickhead. You think he'd have a bit of a... Like, you'd think he'd be able to figure his lighting out by now, or a decent microphone, or like, you know, how long has he been doing? He's got 26 viewers there. What's going on?
It's like none of these guys, if I would talk to one of these guys, if they ever watched my entire 12-part series Unplugged when I got back from Antarctica and did that for 3 months, because in there I explained all the things that tell us that we live on a globe.
Yeah.
Everything. And so they all say these things like, oh, he just saw one observation. He just saw one thing. Oh, the sun changes everything. The sun destroys all your thousands.
Not only that they did. Wasn't there 12 things done down there anyway? By the Duffy put out and Toon put out.
And there was like every flat Earth prediction failed, and every globe Earth prediction succeeded perfectly.
You say flat Earth. Was there any predictions though? Because when Thompson went on with,
I mean, we shouldn't have seen the sun go that direction. The sun goes the wrong direction.
Yeah,
the South Celestial Pole.
But they wouldn't be drawn on that, would they? I mean, that's the prediction of the AE map, obviously, and Dave's app. But whenever, like, what was it? Nathan Thompson went on with. I mean, have you ever met him, Nathan Thompson?
Yeah, I have met him before.
What's he, a prick?
Oh, I hate the guy. Yeah, he's a piece of garbage. I do have a funny story about Nathan Thompson.
And all that.
You want to hear a funny story about him?
Yeah,
This girl one time reaches out and she tells me, hey, can you hook me up with Nathan Thompson? I think he's really cute. I'm like, oh God, what's wrong with you? She's like, I don't know, I think he's cute. Can you hook? I'm like, yeah. So I call Nathan. I'm like, Nathan, there's this girl who wants to meet you. Can I give her your number? He's like, oh man, thanks a lot. Yeah. What is she like? I'm like, oh, she's a nice girl, this and that. So I give her his number. She tells me that they're going to go on a date in Vegas somewhere around the time that the Vegas conference was there. So anyway, after I saw her at the conference and I said, oh, how did your date go? She goes, I go, no good. She goes, he cried. I said, what? She goes, he cried. I'm like, what do you mean? He cried at the date. I'm like, cried? Yep. I'm like, where, at your house or something? No, we were at a restaurant. I'm like, at a restaurant, he cried? She sat around across the table from me and cried. I'm like, okay, well, guess there's not going to be a second date, is there?
Oh, no. My word.
Guys, word of advice, no crying on your first date.
No. But he was like quite big in the game, wasn't he, at one point? And then he fucked off, come back on TikTok and was like everybody's hero. And then some bloke on there was crying. They're all fucking weirdos. They was in a Flat Earth Live once. And have you ever heard of that bloke called Fred? Not Fredo. There's an old guy on there called Fred that just shouts and rants about shit.
No, I don't like TikTok much.
He was on there, and they was all arguing. There was Nathan Thompson, this Fred, Angels of fucking Light.
Oh God! Hey, wait! Why are you keep making that joke about him and Oakley? I don't understand the joke.
Oh, really? Well, I'll send you the link.
Show me,
then.
I've not seen it, and I like the idea of the joke, but I've never seen it.
Oh my God! Angels of Light went to Oakley's live, and basically started begging for friends there.
I gotta see that. It's so funny.
I've done a couple of videos, so I'll just send you the videos I've done because that's the main
And
parts
you've
of
heard
it.
about Nathan now in his book and the whole fallout there.
Oh yeah, no, his friends allegedly, was it Quantum Eraser or something, and all that wrote the book or
And
helped
Adam
him
Eaton,
write the
yeah.
book, and now they want some money for it or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's classic. It's hilarious.
It's like now he's trying to sell microphones just to survive.
Have you seen Nathan Thompson's the documentary that those guys did? They faked him out. They did a prank
with the duck suit.
Yeah, you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Right. But people don't remember. And I've been looking for this video and I can't find it, but I did a live stream that night. And on the live stream, I'm like, this guy's being pranked. He thinks he's being, and then he came on my live stream and yelled at me for 30 minutes. And then
Did he?
after the live stream, yeah. And then everybody said, take it down because it looks bad for flat earth. So I took it down and it ended up being a prank and everything. And he looked really bad, but I can't find that video. So if anybody recorded that, it was Jeranism live.
I've seen it. I've seen clips of it on TikTok. They've got it, but they just do that on TikTok. It's weird, and everyone has to like show their phone to the camera and stuff. Like you can't just share a screen or anything like that.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Let's do a couple of super chats before we move on here. This is Jonathan Birtwhistle. Nothing, just $2. Thank you. I see spin. Does Witz acknowledge all at flat Earth predictions failed?
Yep. I don't think. How could he not?
Yeah, but does he openly acknowledge it, I guess?
If somebody would need to ask him that because I don't think he's going to bring that up.
Have you not asked him?
I haven't talked to him. No.
Well, there's the last time you spoke to him when you had that debate with him.
Yeah, I think so. We probably have messaged back and forth on Telegram a couple times, but it would be inconsequential stuff, just nothing important. I mean, nothing about the trip or anything like that. So, I mean, he knows my position, and I think that, I know his position. I know that he knows I'm not lying, that I really believe this. So it puts him in a tough position, I think. And
what do you think? Because you know him. I've never spoken to him. What do you think if you'd have gone? You say sometimes you regret going there. There's a person that really fucking regrets going.
Yeah, I feel bad. Honestly, I do feel bad because I think that I looked to him as somebody that I was like, okay, I need protection, right? Or even from, okay, if we both see it or we both don't see it, I want somebody who can back me up. So I really felt like he would be honest with whatever we saw. So, but I never thought about the idea of us being honest about what we saw, but then changing our, being in a different end goal. So like, I feel like to him, he kind of got screwed. Again, that's not my fault or anybody's fault because it's the truth, but he kind of got screwed in the way that to protect ourselves from like a documentary and things like that, we said, oh, well, we won't allow them to, put a hit piece out, this and that. So now that I'm on the side of the globe and he's not, then obviously I'm not going to stand up and or against anything in the documentary as long as it's true. So that kind of puts him in a bad position because if they do make it kind of like a hit piece in a way, as long as it's true, I'm not going to have a problem with it.
No.
Right. So as long as it's fact based, then I don't have a problem with it. Whereas he will have a problem with it if it's true, but still puts a spin on it that's anti-flat earth, which I can't control that. That's not on me. But no, I feel bad because I do think that I kind of said his name and he got third place. A lot of people think that he got, it was, and actually from what I've heard, somebody said that he came in second place. Now, I don't know if that's true. I thought Will told me I came in second place, but I heard that the next day he was in first, or he was in second place and I was in third. So I don't know if that's the case or not. But regardless,
I don't know that. But from because I would always do some flat Earth, especially when they announced that was going to happen. I upped my flat Earth content on the podcast and on YouTube and whatever because it was something that I was very interested in. Because sneakily at the beginning of when I first discovered it, other than the people were pricks, I kind of wanted flat Earth to be true.
Right.
So I kind of was rooting for flat earthers in the debates and stuff when I first, that's why I had Dave Weiss on my channel and spoke to him and stuff like that. Cause I kind of thought this would be insane if this is true. I've never been like religious or anything like that, but I kind of
world changing, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, it's more interesting, isn't it? If the world's flat, then we've been lied to. That's more interesting than everything being true.
I still hope it's true. So somebody figure it out. I know now that you're not going to figure it out because the Earth isn't flat, and everything tells us so.
Yeah, I just said that and got a thumbs down. I got disliked for saying that. I'd wished that maybe it was true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it did seem to like answer a lot of questions for me and explain a lot of things, and so it was attractive.
Yeah.
And then again, when you're getting accolades for it, and people are saying you're so smart and your videos are so funny, and people are coming to watch you speak at conferences, of course anybody's going to like that. It's external validation, right? So I went from that to none. So that's always fun.
Yeah, but I think with like when I started seeing the debates and stuff, like for when I was around the topic, this is what I was going to say. People would always like threaten me with Witsit. You should go on Jeran's channel and debate Witsit if you think that, because I'd be debating people on, oh, you're picking low hanging fruit, and that's why you look good because you couldn't ever. And they're right. I couldn't have argued about fucking relativity and all this stuff. I didn't know anything. I don't know what I'm to this day. Unless I'm interested in something, right. I won't learn about it. Like the shape of the earth was interesting to me. Things I can look at myself was interesting to me. Things that regardless of what I do, I'm still taking someone's word for it, isn't that interesting to me because I can't test any of this stuff, right? So I would suggest, my point roundabout way is that he probably was behind Weiss above you. If there was a vote with flat earthers, he was like their poster boy at the time of that. So it probably was true. They probably bypassed him to you, if I'm being honest, because they thought you was more reasonable and that there's more chance that you would have gone. Since then,
some things have come out after the fact that I heard that like FTFE for whatever reason told Will, you want to get Jeran. Get Jeran. He's open-minded enough that if he saw it, then he would flip. All these things were being done behind my back, of course, but I found that out after. So no, I could see them wanting me. But I think that because Witsit made a good point recently where he said that.
Sorry, Jeran, I've got to stop you because this is just a typical comment I've just seen. I've got to bring it up. How much did you get paid to fake the final experience? This person's obviously really, really well versed on the final experiment.
$33.66, I believe. $33.66 was the.
Yeah, 33666. I think that's what I heard.
33,000 and yes, it was good. And a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
So, how much did you get paid to fake the final experience, Jeran? Well, zero. Sadly, I'm trying to think if I made anything. Did I get anything? I got a free trip out of it.
I mean, you didn't get anything, but you did get a clone, which is what I'm talking to now, because the real Jeran was offed in.
Yes. There's a comment on my channel that says this isn't the real Jeran. The real Jeran was fatter and uglier. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
It's nice of you.
Yeah,
nice of you.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm a clone. No, besides the clone, I didn't get anything else. People have said I've got multiple wives because of it. They gave me wives.
Good.
Tons of fun things. Yeah, tons of fun. So people are gonna say anything. Nothing surprises me anymore.
No.
Yeah. No.
Right.
The people, it's just so rude though. The people that reach out and just, oh, you traitor, oh, you sell out. And again, it's like before even talking to me, asking questions or anything, it's just straight to that. Friends, people that were friends for 10 years, So
what would their explanation be for the fact that if you launch, this is what I try and say to people, like when they say that to me about Yo, what would be your motivation to try and launch another YouTube channel and to put this time into the research of these new topics and that, if you didn't need to do any of it because you've just been given this life-changing amount of money?
See, but as a conspiracy theorist, you could say, well, I do that as a front. I have to make it look like I need.
You look like it, yeah. That's what they have said, yeah. It's going along with it, just pretending.
When they can just go watch my videos and see that I don't get any super chats. They could just watch that and go like, oh, but then they'll say like, oh, they're probably blocking the super chats. It looks like he's getting,
Someone in the chat's just told me to check your moles. I've got to check your moles to make sure you're the same person. Have you ever seen that fittest flat earther? He always does that. Like Elvis is Trump.
Oh man, yeah, he's the worst.
He is the worst.
Kevin James and
yes, I did a video about that.
His son Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I did. I covered that. I don't know if you saw it on mine, but I covered
first
that.
He said they were the same people. They were the same people at first.
Yes, and then he said it's his son. Yeah, hilarious. Well, let's watch Flat Side for another couple of seconds here before we can't stand it anymore.
Leaving Flat Earth was, Flat Earthers are mean to me. You're all just conspiracy nuts because you told me I'm lying and I'm wrong. So therefore,
that's your reason for leaving Flat Earth, because Flat Earthers were mean to you. That's what he's just said there.
It makes a lot of sense.
It was nothing to do with going to Antarctica and witnessing that you what you thought was wrong. It was because people were mean to you.
But it's not flat. That shows, without a doubt, you were never really a flat earther, because what would it matter what people's opinion about you are?
See, now these guys, this is a straw man. Go ahead. He built a straw man. Now he's going to attack that for 15 minutes, and his audience will think it's great. But you built. That's not the reason I left. So now what you're saying from here on is garbage. Go ahead.
I mean, people were I know about fucking content creating and stuff like that. Even people that support you 1 minute will turn on you the next anyway. Like people, like trolls, believe that they have such an effect on people. Like I will always pin a troll's comment, because as far as I'm concerned, if someone's trolling or thinking, like these people have been writing rants about me lately, oh, you're fucking uneducated prick and you don't know anything. And I just pin the comment because I can't be bothered to deal with it. People in my chat will deal with it. And therefore, people that will then go and see that how many comments are on this video. 200? Right, let's go and read some of them. And in the meantime, my video's playing while they're reading all of this stuff. And it's great for me. Like, I love trolls, but they think that everybody's got as thin skin as them. Because they are nameless and faceless, so they just think that if they can't take any kind of abuse, so nobody else can. But for you, like you'd have always got that, no matter what. If you'd have said something slightly different opinion to another flat earther, you'd have got it. And he's suggesting that you'd have quit flat earth because people were mean to you. Is that shows how thin his skin is? Right,
and these guys have no. No connection with the actual footage that I put out or the actual content I've done. It's because Flat Earth blocks anybody who speaks bad about Flat Earth. So none of them have seen what I've had to say. So and I know right away when they start saying something like this, like go watch the 12 episodes of Unplugged, and never once did I say anything about, I'm leaving because people are mean to me. No. So you didn't watch any of the 12 episodes in which there was videos like 20 reasons why the Earth can't be flat. So you don't see him addressing any of that. When does he address that video? Of course he hasn't.
No, I don't like they. I've never seen, other than when there's debates and stuff, these people don't really review anyone's content, do they? Unless it's like they can sit there and say, "Oh, the Flat Earther won this debate" or whatever. When you're just talking and giving facts and giving demonstrations and not interested.
No, I've never seen a Flat Earther show any of that.
Also note that, like I said, whether the sun shines in Antarctica for 24 hours or not does not disprove or prove a flat Earth. However,
so they went then.
Why not? But how not? If you say that, so once you've said that, then you have to show how a flat Earth can have a 24-hour sun. But if you can't show that, then what you just said is false.
It doesn't mean anything. What a strange...
Right. It's something that cannot happen. It's like if we had a place in the world... Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying. But again, we know what the sun does. We know that it's above the Tropic of Capricorn for the entirety of December 21st and around there. So if it's above the Tropic of Capricorn, then we know it has to be above Australia, above South Africa, above South America. That's where the sun has to be. So if you're in Antarctica and the sun's going around your head and at the same time it's still above the heads of people in Australia and South Africa, how? I'm at the outside.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how.
Very outside.
Do you want to hear Spurs Chemo's explanation?
For that? Yeah, let me tell me
that. It's the apparent sun.
Right. Yeah, that's what of course. And when did an apparent sun start to be a thing? Is when this whole thing came out.
Yeah.
Because they had to make up. There had to be. And again, it's the apparent sun that is the same as the real sun. It has the same sunspots and everything. Didn't it have to split off at some point? Wouldn't somebody in the world say, "Hey, at this particular place at this time, we see the sun split off in two different directions. One goes south, one goes north." Never seen that. Never heard it.
No.
I wonder why.
It's hilarious, isn't it? It's like in the north, in the northern hemisphere.
Hemisphere.
The sun's exactly where it appears to be, but in the south, it can be absolutely anywhere. Just because you see it over there, don't mean that's where it is. That's just apparent. But in the north, it's exactly where we say it is, because that fits the map. But in the south, it's insane. It's like
I'm seeing that's the right map. He keeps saying his app works. It's like minus.
Yeah, that is a big thing for Dave. I think Dave may have been a little bit more honest if he didn't have that app with the map on. Sure. Because he can't even because he brings up, like I said the other day when I was reviewing something, I don't know if you watched it, but he said about his map. But then he started bringing up Joe Hanvey, and I said, well, why don't you change your app to Joe Hanvey's model then? Like if you don't believe, like, if that's your explanation for this, then why don't you just scrap your app and start again and put Joe Hanvis? If you believe in that model, then why don't you do it?
Because he's probably making $100,000 a year. And
what, still, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember him talking to me and telling me like what his whole goal was with the app. And he's like, Jeran, there's 350 million people in the United States. If every one of them downloads it once, then I'm a billionaire. Makes sense. Okay. Because it costs $3 to download it. So he's like, so I'm not even talking about the rest of the world. Let's just focus on the United States. And he was basically saying, if I keep going on these podcasts and I'll get 20 or 25 downloads a podcast. So that's what he said. So again, if you start thinking about that and let's say he does 5 a week, right? Or 10 a week. So you can start to do the math on it. And then that's not even counting the people that pay the $11 a year to be as part of the profile finder or whatever it is.
With a Haversine formula.
Yeah, matchmaker, whatever. Where my address was given out to everybody, that thing.
Yeah.
So, again, you can do the math on it and figure it out. And, I forgot what the app said, how many people had downloaded it. Now I know some people bought it when it was free, but I think that number is like 250,000 or something, or what is it? Or 25, I forgot what it is. 250,000, something like that. So, no, it's 200,000, something 200,000. So if you do 200,000 times the $3, it's already $600,000. So again, how many people, and then I don't know a lot of people fall into this trap of when you buy an app, you just get stuck paying for it for a long time. And people like don't know how to turn it off and they just keep paying for things. I think that happens with that's why they all want you in part of a monthly deal, right? Yeah, it's been proven that like 18% or 22. I think that it's been proven on gift cards too. Like gift cards, like 51% of gift cards never get cashed in.
No,
maybe it's not.
I've had gift cards myself that I've not cashed in.
Right. So that's why businesses sell them, because it's only a positive.
Yeah.
It's either make money for not selling anything or the people get money that they would have spent anyway. So, but it's the same kind of deal with with apps. You want to sell people on a monthly subscription on an app as well as the initial price, and then you get this kind of residual income. So I'm sure Dave probably has.
It's not a monthly fee though, is it? Dave's app. It's just a one-off payment. He told me.
No, not if you are a part of the
if you're on the yeah.
Yeah, that's like a whatever $1.09 or 99 cents a month or $1.99 a month or something. I don't know, but I think that he's got to be making. I don't think it's that hard to picture him making 100,000 off that app.
Wow.
I have to do the math on it, but I mean, he was saying 25 downloads a show, so I mean that's times the $3, so you say 75, and he's doing how many?
That can't be true. I know some of the shows that, like back in the day when he came on mine, we wasn't big at all. He definitely wouldn't have got 25 downloads from my show at all, because I was very anti Flat Earth when he came on. I think that's why he came on, to try and make me look stupid or whatever. But then,
I wonder how many people downloaded it though for that reason. Did you ever download it?
No.
Ever really fast? Never.
He told me to. So at the end of the show, so basically I've told this story a million times, but we had a pre-chat before he came on, and I said to him, look, I've got a lot of problems with what you're saying. I'm an open-minded skeptic. I'm happy to listen to what you say. I'm not going to give you a hard time. He insisted on being the one recording it. He said, I'll let you record it as well, but I want to do it because I had StreamYard, and he wasn't. His story was he wasn't sure if StreamYard could show his background and stuff like that, what he shows. So he wanted to do it via not Skype, what's the Zoom. So he said, I'll record it, but I'll give you a permission to record it as well. So I'm thinking, I kind of want to argue with this person, but I was just starting out, and I didn't want to have him pull it from me. I wasn't sure how it all works. I thought this is going to be quite a big show. This guy's known, he's been on a lot of big podcasts and whatever. I need to kind of protect this. So I was like, right, I better not argue with him too much, but I've got my problems. So I said to him, well, what I want you to do, I'm happy to go through everything you want to go through. But I want to talk about your app, and I want to talk about your map, because I've got lots of problems with its scale and things like that, and how things work on there. 2 points of rotation in the sky, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no problem. You could just tell by his dismissiveness before we even started that he didn't want to do that. And then he just went on and on and on. And when he got to space being fake, he got to that bit. And I said, yeah, okay, maybe space is fake. NASA's probably lying. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to move forward. That's not necessarily how I felt, but I didn't want to waste time. I'd seen it all before, and I knew that he was just stalling for time. He also only gave me an hour. Then when it got towards the end with the Flat Earth stuff, he didn't want to talk about it at all. And I was like, where's the scale? Oh, it scales perfectly. Well, that's just the end of his explanation. What about this? Yeah, that works. The globe trolls are telling you otherwise. And then he ended it. I've got to go. And when I switched, no, I don't, might have been on the show or maybe not. I haven't watched it it happened about 4 years ago. So I said to him at some point, I want you back on because I've not got a chance to ask you half the things I wanted to ask you. And he said, I'm not coming back on this show and unless you buy my app, because you've got a lot to learn. That's what he said to me. And I'm like, that's why I'm fucking asking you, mate. That's why I've asked you on, because I'm trying to learn what you believe. And that is why, like I said to you last time, you still say that you do believe that he does think the earth is flat. I disagree. He convinced me in that conversation that he has no interest in whether it's true or not. Whether he thinks it's true, I don't know. But if he can't answer something, when I was doing Sydney to Santiago with him and stuff like this, I'd heavily researched that, and I knew that he was wrong, and I had the screenshots and everything, and he just lost it with me, and he's like, yeah, well, anyway, this is the route they take. And I was like, it's not the route they take. This is the route they take. This is how long it takes.
Right.
And he just said to me, what you need to do, what he says to everyone, you need to buy my app, then you need to watch a video every day for a month, and you'll be a flat earther. And I said, I guarantee you I fucking won't. And the reason I won't is because you have just convinced me that it's not true. And that was the last time we spoke. So.
Yeah. No, and again, I see it. He's just trying to sell the app. And, I mean, it's hard for me to say that he would just know that the Earth's a globe, because I think that knowing him, he doesn't think there's any chance that that's the case. He thinks that everything is a deception, that if anything is different than what he thinks, that there's something behind it, somebody behind it, there's some organization behind it. So again, but these guys have a terrible judge of evidence, right? Like, so think about when he keeps bringing up Ruth. Oh, Ruth, this 100-year-old lady said that they taught her flat earth. So it's like, yeah, but what about the other billions of people that say differently? Like, just the one person is the evidence that he needs. So he'll always look for that. He'll always look for that one thing. But he's definitely lying when he says he has whistleblowers. Definitely lying. Yeah. He does not have any whistleblowers. Nobody's calling him whistleblowing about a sun in Antarctica or anything. So do I think he's a liar? Yes. Do I think that he's lying because he believes the Earth's a globe? No, I don't think that. That's just me.
Super chat here from Nick N5. What is that? CA? What's that? Canadian dollars, is that? CA? Remember, Jeran, Fakatsoid lives in South Africa. Everything he sees in the sky doesn't work on a flat earth. Yeah, everything. I know this. He did an experiment, didn't he? He tried to have a discrepancy. He took an angle to the sun and said, "Oh, Jeran," or someone said it was there, but it's actually there. And he was like that far away or something.
It's so bad though. It's ridiculous to think that and then he has I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's goes off about me having a compass upside down when I was in Antarctica, which is the brightest place that there is anywhere. Yeah. So I couldn't see that it was upside down. Not that it makes a difference anyway. I mean, the needle's just going to drag on the wrong side of the compass. But regardless, there's all the evidence of exactly where we were and what directions everything was. There's no problem with that. But he is actually doing his experiment, and he puts the compass on a metal chair. Yeah. And then there's never a problem with that. So you weren't in the brightest place ever, and you knew that was a metal chair. And yet you're going to make fun of me because I was in the brightest place ever and have the compass upside down for 4 seconds.
This is Jeff Warren, super chat, $4.99. Jeran, when you were in Flat Earth, did you ever wonder why you can't zoom back in the sun after sunset? This is why ancient Egypt said sun went under the earth at night.
Yeah, but I mean, I was able to chalk that up to its speed. So a boat that would go over that we would see disappear with our eyes, I could bring back into with a camera because the boat's going 30 miles per hour. The sun's going 1,000 miles per hour. So obviously you wouldn't expect the same thing. If a boat was moving 1,000 miles per hour, I wouldn't expect to see it come back either. So no, I was able to just explain that away. I don't believe that now, by the way. Everybody wants to.
No, but did you not because people have said to me, I think maybe it could go out, maybe it could, but then you surely should be able to zoom it back no matter how far it's gone because you can see stars that are further away on the horizon.
Right. And even worse than that is I've realized after that if the Earth were flat, then a sunset time could never be given, right? Because we give sunset times because it's mathematical and that's when the sun's going to rise. But if the flat Earth were true, which is that the sunset is atmospheric, then it would depend on the type of day. Meaning if it's cloudy out, then it would set earlier. If it was really super clear, then you should have times where the sun's supposed to set at 7:30 and it doesn't set till 8:15 because it was super clear that day and you could see further. So of course the Earth's not flat. And the sun sets under the Earth. I saw it in Punta Arenas quite clearly. No question.
Here's In the Life 299. How's the chat you've found Jeran's haters? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. In the Life. Can you clarify? It says, how's the chat you've found Jeran's haters? What does that mean? Does Jeran's haters are in the chat? I've not been reading the chat other than super chats.
I haven't been reading it either.
I did see something from Dave McKeegan. Just because he asked you a question here.
Dave?
You'd think Dave McKeegan could super chat with all of his NASA money, wouldn't you? I'll be able to see it clearer.
I think so.
It says, am I right in thinking that Weiss was the one who told Jeran to test the sun with a magnifying glass?
You are correct.
Yeah, there you go.
In fact,
he was trying to get you to burn your tickets so you didn't have them anymore.
In fact, he sent me the magnifying glass.
Oh, did he?
It's Dave's magnifying glass.
So what? Hang on a minute. So why would Dave say don't work with demons, then send you things to do?
No, Dave, I mean, here's the thing. This is why people can say whatever they want about Dave. Dave believes in the flat earth, and then he didn't think I should go to Antarctica because he thought that it was a trap, it was a trick. But he also trusted me when I said, I'm not going to fall for a trap or trick. I said, they're not going to be able to fake the sun, Dave. And Dave did admit that before we went. He said, yeah, they can't fake the sun because we agree with that. Now, just like he said, he used to think that the 24-hour sun proved flat earth. Now he doesn't. Is just his way of pivoting, right? So, I mean, I do believe that he was trying to get to the truth, but he wanted, obviously, us to prove that the earth was flat. So if there was a chance that we were going to show something different, he wanted to have as much evidence as he could that it wasn't what they were saying. Because I think he started to get worried, too, when I started saying things. Me and him were talking for months before that. And he would say, yeah, but if it does circle you, it doesn't mean the earth's a globe. And I said, well, it does because it falsifies the flat earth. And that would mean that there has to be another answer. And the globe is probably the best next answer. So, and there is no other answer. I mean, again, once you realize that there's every bit of observations that we make that are weird on the earth are answered by simply placing everybody on a globe. That's all you got to do. So if you believe in God, then you believe in a deceptive God that placed us here, made it answerable by just saying the one word sphere. But it's really not a sphere. It's a double reflective inverted glass off of a 2-pane glass system, like upside down salad bowl says. Of course, God's not going to do that. God's not going to deceive everybody and make them think one thing so easily and then it'd be a trick. So it's not a trick. The sun tells you exactly what the shape of the earth is. That's all you need. And then they go through this whole thing. You can't tell the shape of the ground by looking at the lights in the sky. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now, if there were just random lights in the sky, no, you couldn't. But they're not random. The sun does the same thing every single year, every single day. So you can use it as a measuring stick, just like you can use a ruler. And you can go around and measure things that are 12 inches with a ruler. Anywhere you go, it's always the same. The sun is the same thing. The sun is a measuring stick. It's
you know what I find weird? This that I've just seen in the chat.
What do you say?
Dave is controlled op. Like, I find that when people say things like that, right, I don't like Dave. But I don't know about that person that put that. But like with Vicar and all these other dickheads that was attacking Dave the other day. By the way, just after TFE, I pulled up a show the other day where they had him on and they was nice as fucking pie to him. So I don't really know when they changed their mind about him because he'd said all of the things he said about the chroma key and all of that kind of stuff already when they spoke to him. But as time's got, they got more desperate and they have to just point the finger and whatever. But I've never really understood the point of controlled opposition when people say that to me. It's like they're controlled opposition. It's like I can almost guarantee that someone from Vicar's crew got into Flat Earth because they saw Dave Weiss on a podcast.
For sure.
So they wouldn't have done if they didn't. So what is it achieving that they have put Dave in place to make Flat Earth look bad when people wouldn't? Loads of he's right what he said. When he was on there,
yeah, he is one who's done the most.
He was right what he said on there. Like, it's obviously not waking people up, but he was right when he said that he's put more people onto Flat Earth than that show has. Like, I would say, I can't imagine anybody has become a Flat Earther from watching that show. The only people that watch that show already Flat Earthers, and they've already been put there by either yourself or fucking Dubai or Weiss or Whitsitt.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, because once their show doesn't do anything. Just complain about people, complain about things, complain about me. Whereas they should really think to themselves, like, what if Jeran's telling the truth? So what I tried to ask Sam, and I was like, Sam, how would you feel if you found out I was telling the truth? Like, that's the only thing that makes me feel good, is that eventually they'll reach that conclusion, whether it's before they die or not, I don't know. But eventually one day they're going to realize that they were wrong about all this,
Yeah.
that I was the only one telling the truth through all this. So,
I think they might
and if you
grow
feel
the
good
fuck
about
up.
yourself, go ahead and feel good about yourselves for what you've done to some. And the sad thing is, these people are Christians.
Yeah.
These people are Christians, so-called, and the things that they say about people and the things that they've written to
Yeah.
me, if Christianity is true, which I don't think it is, but
No.
if it is, those people have all wrecked their salvation. Because
I-
like
I-
Banjo's going straight to fucking hell.
See, I
Banjo's
don't
going to
know. I don't know him.
Banjo's
As far as like a lot of the people that follow me on here, I've finally got a Discord now and everything like that, so people send me stuff. I'm only just learning about a lot of these people. I only knew the main players, and I just was very interested in the debates. Used to watch modern day debates and stuff like that. I've kind of followed it for a few years now, but I don't really know this Banjo and these other people. I knew some of the other TikTok people and whatever, but it's all just so weird to me that when you say like the Christianity, I think that is a big problem with it. It's like they really do believe the Bible tells them something, even though it's all open to interpretation. Like Duffy, a fucking pastor, still,
Well,
I mean, whether or not he thinks, like, people give me shit because I support him. He's a
New Age,
young Earth
young age.
creationist. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like, to me, this is my issue with this. Like, I'm not a NASA lover. I'm not a government lover. I'm not political. I think there's definitely things go on when they're trying to control the masses with certain things. And I think there's definitely all this shit sort of going on in the world. But what I don't like about Flat Earth is I know people that became Flat Earthers, and I know the impact it had on their life. And that's what I don't like about it. I don't like the way that they ostracized themselves from their friends, that the people lost marriages, because they really thought that they had this knowledge and that other people were so simple and stupid for not following that. And generally people are, because they don't look into this stuff and they're generally not interested. Have you noticed, like, females, women in general, not really interested in this topic at all, one way or the other?
They have other important things to worry about, like kids.
Yeah.
And right. No, it's definitely a guy thing. And it's, here's what I think it is. I think it's people who didn't go to college have never been in a position that they've been able to talk shit about people that went to college, because they have probably better jobs, or maybe they're smarter or whatever. So I think that Flat Earth allows people to basically say, like, haha, I didn't go to school and you did, retard. So when else have you ever been able to say that? You can't say
That's
that.
right. How weird is that?
It's the only belief that allows you to go on Facebook and talk shit to anybody and pretend like you are super smart and they're super dumb.
Yeah.
And that's what Flat Earth is. And so once you have enough evidence on your side that you think it can't be, well, you've now probably talked shit to your family. You've lost friends. So the thought of it being wrong now to them is too scary, because it comes with, I lose everything that I have now, and I have to go back and apologize to everyone I was a jerk to. And most people are going to create anything. Like, what's easier, that or Jeran's a shill?
Yeah.
Jeran's a shill is way easier. So that's what they go with. So eventually it will come, because the Flat Earth will never go anywhere. And I would hope that Flat Earthers would actually see that now. They should see that you don't even have a map. You don't have a model. You're going backwards in belief. You should be gaining. You should be building a nice foundation. And now we're getting some things right, and we're figuring some stuff out. You've gone to the place now that we don't know what the sun is. We don't know what the sun does.
Yeah.
We don't know what anything is. Maybe we're in a magical land that you don't know. We're not supposed to know anything. Okay. I even heard Witzes say that. Like, maybe we're not supposed to know anything. We're not supposed to be able to figure this out. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not supposed to figure it out. That seems correct. So again, Flat Earth is on its way out. Now, how long will these stragglers like Flatzoid and them hang on? I've gotten tons of emails from people that say, I've never commented in a chat. I've never been in the comments. I've never made a video, and I was a Flat Earther, and you've led me away from that belief. So thank you very much. So, is it 30 emails, 40 emails, but it tells me that there's a lot of the people that wouldn't write me that would feel the same way. And if you look at the views on these videos, it's obvious. When's the last Flat Earth video that got 10,000 views?
No, they don't.
I mean, it doesn't happen.
I mean, I don't know what Dubai and that do now. Do they still make videos on that? I've never watched his stuff because I can't stand his annoying as fuck voice.
I can't. His voice is so bad. He does it occasional, but again, if you reach 10,000 people, that's like 0.1% of the United States. So if you're reaching 0.1% of the United States, you're not a movement. You're not.
I'd love
growing.
10,000 views on all of my videos. Though, to be
Me
fair.
too. I used to get like 30 or 40,000 a video by
crazy.
the next day in 2017. Great days.
Just a quick one here. Megan's taken exception to what we just said. No, that's not the right one. She's just said something about that one there. Oh snap!
I don't get it.
Oh snap! A guy thing. Yeah, it is a guy thing. Like I looked at was looking at my analytics the other day, and I was like 97% male followers.
95.5.
Something like that. Got a couple of super chats while we're on the topic here to get through. How's this? That didn't make any sense. Astronomy Live, $2. Jeran, I can vid lunar shadows on sat if you still need. Did it make sense to you, Jeran?
What? Jeran, I can vid? Oh, yeah, I would love to see that. I think it would be, because I think that it's clear now that the moon is an object with mountains on it. And flat earthers should know that, because they keep wanting to say it's plasma or something like that. And I've seen a video, but I wanted to do it myself, or have Astronomy Live do it, where if you, when it's half moon, so, there's only a couple days that is, but if you go out and you take a photo of the moon when it rises, zoom in super close and take a picture right of the terminator line, and then wait till it's about to set, which would be about 10 hours later or whatever, and take another picture of that same exact spot, and then you do like a blink test where you put them on top of each other and let one off and one on, you can see the shadows of the mountains on the moon growing and going back and forth, because you really can't see that much during normal times, but you can when it's that half moon. So yeah, Astronomy Live, if you could do that, I don't think it would be too difficult. I asked Reg Rhetoric and he had a conniption. So
Astronomy Live, was that not the person that spoke to Whitsitt on that show?
Yeah, he was on with you mean when they had Rob Sungenis and those guys on Tim Pool?
It's just before TFE, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I thought I recognised the name.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Welcome, Astronomy Live. So this got another one here, $5 from DCR 1975. Why is the term bro thrown around by flat earthers like it's going out of style?
Did I say it?
I don't think you say it. Yeah, Whitsitt definitely says it. Bro. You see that song that they've made about Whitsitt? Is that you're losing the debate, bro, or whatever that thing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's funny. So Mr. Jingle Super
Potato is probably the best song ever.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
My wife hates it. It's stuck in my head for 2 weeks.
Those AI songs do though, don't they? They're fucking really good, some of them. Super chat, £2 from Mr. Jingles, 96 likes. Oh, I'll thumb it up, guys. I was just supporting the stream. Thank you, Mr. Jingles.
Hit like.
Nice one. I've got 104 likes now. I've never got over 100 likes before, so that was a good.
First time ever? Nice.
Huh?
I don't know what that equates to. Is it first time ever being above 100 likes?
Yeah,
nice.
I've only been streaming for about a month or so, though. Really, I always like to pre-record. It's weird though. I don't know why I record, because I record and put it straight out. I never edit anything, so I may as well just stream. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I think the reason I didn't is because like a lot of the audience are American, and it's like the times I can stream. I mean, it's different because I got the week off work this week, but usually I get up a ridiculous time in the morning, so I didn't want to be up sort of the early hours. I was going to ask you,
is that song Patty Cake, is that written for you? Baker's
Patty
Man?
Cake.
Have you heard that song?
Yeah, for me, yeah, that's specifically for me. Phil Bell's in the house. Hello, Phil. Did you watch Phil? Did you ever see that dickhead called Dick Wayne that used to hang around Phil Bell.
He was always in my chat forever.
Oh, was they? What is he? Was he like supporting you or against you, or both?
No, I basically remember him after TFE. So everything was
okay. It's probably just a sock account then. Yeah. Right, what we got? Shall I go back to flat side? Let's give it another.
Yeah, let's hear him a little bit more.
Let's have a bit more of this dickhead. It's funny.
It does disprove a glow positive claim if it does set. I showed last night a video where you were saying the sun sets behind that mountain for about 2 hours. We had a video on that video saying Dave McKeegan stating the sun set, and then tried to correct himself. No, it didn't. When he
again,
you can watch the 24-hour video. It's 25 hours of straight video. Go watch it.
They don't watch anything.
Let's go with what we said. And so, yeah, if I was tired and said that the sun set at any point. I didn't. I was
What
telling
was
you
he
the sun
talking
didn't
about?
set.
Were they talking about the time when you said it's since? You said since instead of sets, or was
Yes, that's
or was you talking about that you had to move camps or something because the sun was slightly dipping behind?
Right. So this is what they don't understand is that we were told when we went down there, we're like, oh, we're going to move you to the secondary camp because the sun goes behind the mountain a little bit, and we don't want you to see that for your films. So we're going to move you away. Okay, great. So when we got there, that was my assumption. So I even said at some point in that, oh, we couldn't be over there because it goes behind the mountain. Well, then they realized it doesn't go behind the mountain at that time. Now, is that my fault? I don't know. That's ALE just was like, oh, we don't really know. They don't keep track like, oh, on December 14th, it's about like they don't give a shit about the 24 hours and they're down there working in the daytime all the time. So, and I think even Dave McKeegan said the same thing, that he thought that we would go down there and that the sun would go behind that mountain at least a little bit. And it didn't. However, then I said at some point, like, oh, it got cold in the shadows. We were in the shadows where our tents were, and they're like, oh, that's impossible. But no, it is possible. You can actually see that it does. The shadows do hit part of those tents. And so again, does that mean it's behind the mountain? No, it's just that you get colder there and the sun is further away. So, or lower in the sky. Sorry, either way you want to look at it. It's less of an angle, so it's going to be a little colder. And again, it wasn't a huge difference. It was 10 degrees difference, but you could tell that the wind was like when we were in our tents, the wind was whipping out there at 2 a.m. where it wasn't doing that at 2 p.m. So
yeah, and they've questioned that as well. This is Dave McKeegan, £2. Link to Flatside saying Jeran left because people being mean. I think that's the video we're watching now, and I've just linked him to this one. Yeah, that's it. So yeah. So that's the reason. I don't know why. I don't know what made Dave
watched any of my footage, but you can tell these guys won't watch it because they can't answer the problems, right? So it's better to address like, oh, Jeran says this, just make up what I say. Because if you showed, like when I show 53 degrees south on a globe says that every degree of longitude is like 40 miles between them. And yet on a flat earth, if you draw the same line from the North Pole to that spot, you get a circumference of whatever it is, 60-something thousand. Divide that by 360 and you get 160. So 53 degrees south, it means that they're off. And people say like, oh, they could hide that. No, they can't hide that. There's planes that would be falling into the ocean because they would think they're going a certain distance, but they're actually going 4 times further. How would that ever be possible?
I thought that was brilliant the other day as well. I think it was in that conversation where I think it was Dave brought up the sun, where they say the sun keeps changing shape and turning into an egg and all this sort of shit. And then he showed the 2 different cameras filming at the same time. One of them was good and one of them was misshaped and whatever. And that bloke just had nothing to say about it. Like,
no, and they'll keep bringing that up, right? They don't change their mind. It's like you disprove them, and they don't change their mind. You saw with this light and going in front of the light pole, and he was just like, "Oh, but now keep playing it." Okay, keep playing it. Oh, they're disappeared. Like, yeah, they went behind the thing.
I knew he was going to say that as well. It's like carrying off. It's going to block it. It's obviously going to block it. The sun isn't in front of that pole. But the point is that his head didn't block the sun. It was just at the bottom of the sun. So the glare made it look like... He knew that. He must have known that. He must have known what you meant, and he just play ignorant and then do a victory lap. It's so fucking weird.
I'm like, where's the middle of the sun? He like said a letter on a thing. I'm like, what? That's like the bottom of the sun. He's like, that's the middle of the sun.
Honestly.
You can't be that blind. And then he would say like, don't show a video, show a picture. And then he show a picture.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's just a video pause. That's what the videos are. They're just pictures.
It's madness. It's entertaining though. It is entertaining.
Very well. I do well for like an hour. People are like, "Oh, you have such good patience." I'm like, "What?" I'm like calling him dipshit. An hour in, I'm like pissed.
I know. I was watching back, and I could see Dave's face, especially looking so piss bored. He looked like almost suicidal listening to that drivel from that bloke. I just couldn't believe the shit he was coming out.
Leave right away because right when he started out with, "Well, I don't think you went there," I was like, "He's gonna, Dave's gonna."
Yeah. Like, he's never going to. That conversation was never going to end an hour later with him saying, "Actually, now you've shown all that evidence, I do believe you were there." Like, that was never going to happen, was it? So, a complete fucking waste of everybody's time, really.
And then he goes and says he has 70 or 80. It's like name 3, and he couldn't even get that out by the end of the show.
Right. Actually, said it did. So, you guys keep doing this. You keep, showing that you guys have been dishonest through this whole TFE thing. Yes, I agree. You went to Antarctica and stuff, but
he agrees.
So do you agree that the sun circles people there every year? There's 1,000 people that go to the camp that we were at every year. Do you think all of them are liars? Does every single person that's ever run that marathon, December 12th through the 15th or whatever, are they all liars? Or does this why can't we just be, if the flat earth was real and it was really truth seekers, at this point, Flat Earth would say, okay, there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. It circles the head there. Let's figure out how that works on a flat Earth. But we can't even get there.
But this is where it makes no sense to me. He's written, when I've not watched this yet, but he's reviewing this debate, and obviously he's against you and Dave in this debate. Yet he's sitting there saying, "Yeah, okay, you went there, I believe you." But the whole debate is about whether you went there, and the other guy's saying you didn't go there. So who is he fucking supporting in this debate? Surely he should be calling the other bloke a prick for saying that you didn't go.
With us for telling the truth. Makes sense.
Yeah, insane.
What you present is very dishonest. That's practically just about it. Hey, Michael, good to see you, man. See Smokey just popped in. And Lord Racer, glad to have you in too, man.
Direction. Right? The Earth looks flat because it's so big that everywhere you are is flat. Water finds its level because the Earth is so big, and that's how water works. It finds its level wherever you're at. So anyway, I'll let Dave talk. Go ahead, Dave. Oops, I didn't start the clock.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Did Jeran just debunk himself? I just got to rewind that a bit quickly because it sounded like he just said the Earth is flat because of level.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
Then you go back and look at that evidence, and it makes sense. That it was evidence, but it led you in the wrong direction, right? The Earth looks flat because it's so big that everywhere you are is flat. Water finds its level because the Earth is so big, and that's how water works. It finds its level wherever you're at. So anyway, I'll let Dave talk. That's the answer. That's
so
the
he's
truth.
Go ahead.
No, I was just telling him that is the truth. The truth is that the Earth looks flat because the Earth is so big. So wherever you're at is technically flat. Now, is it mathematically flat? No. But to your perception or anything, we cannot measure the curve of the Earth in 660 feet, which is 1/8 of an inch, which is a nickel lying down. You can't even measure that. So the Earth is so flat that we can't measure it to be curved unless you're talking about further distances. Then you can. But as far as like if somebody said to a surveyor, here's 660 feet, go measure the curvature of the Earth, that's a joke. Because you can't even do it. It's land, number one. If you try to do it over water, the waves are more than infinitely bigger than the 1/8 of an inch. So you just... Yeah, I think that the problem is that as a flat earther, I thought that we should be able to see the curvature of the Earth. Now I realize you'll never see it. No. And in fact, I used to say like, oh, we weren't taught the 8 inches per mile squared. And the reason for that is because they didn't want us to. No, the reason they don't teach you that is because you'll never use it.
Yeah, but what I always say to flat earthers, I don't know how you ever used to deal with this. If people say the crisp horizon is the curvature of the Earth, right?
Yep.
So you did see it though. Like you're saying you'll never see it. So you do see it though. The crisp, because it would just dispense into the atmosphere.
It would fade out, right?
Yeah,
that's something I just started realizing recently and saying that edge of the Earth is right. But I'm thinking of like, I don't know what I thought you would see, but like curvature, I just think we think of spheres. When you think of any sphere, you think of a sphere that's smaller than you, right? I mean, look at even if you're on a internet program or you're on a simulation of the solar system, every ball that we've ever seen is small. Yeah. We don't have any. Our brains can't even conceptualize the Earth. You can't even. It's impossible.
No. Dave's just said here, Dave McKagan said, Flatsides had Sam on. I should have got that one for part 4 video review. And this is part 2, I believe, that I'm watching here. And told Sam that we did go to Antarctica, but that it was faked with Unreal Engine.
Yeah, so
what's the fucking point in going then?
Hey, Dave, can you do a video on this? I have a question for you. And I got in an argument. Remember the guy, Rob, who interviewed you, and after he interviewed me, I was on his show the other day, and I hate arguing with people like Globers but he insists that we take the curvature of the Earth into account when we build bridges. And I kept telling him, no, you're talking about after we built the bridge. Yes, you can go and say that the Verrazano Bridge has a 1/8 of an, or 1 3/4 inch difference between the tops and the bottom, because that is correct. But you would never take that into account to build the bridge. So I'd love to see a video of you explaining why you would ever take the curvature of the Earth into building anything, because you don't need to, because where you're building is always level. So you wouldn't take it into account ever, not in a railroad, not in a canal, not in a bridge, not in anything. And I think that's part of the problem, is that Globers go around pretending that we do. Because the Earth is curved, you're like, well, we have to take that into account when we build things. No, we don't. So if I'm wrong about that, Dave, I would love to see something proven other than just looking up on Wikipedia and showing me, well, look, it says the Verrazano Bridge, they had to take the curvature of the Earth into account. No, they didn't. Why would you take it into account? The Earth is flat and level where you're at. Yeah. And that's how I think you would build things. You would never build, you don't need to know what's going on over there to build here. Anyway, I would like to see that video, Dave, from you, because you're always very rational, and Globers need to stop saying that if it's not the case. They need to stop, because they go around and keep saying that. And I think as a flat earther, it was something that made me even more of a flat earther. I'm like, that's bullshit. We don't take that into account.
But what you get, what I'm very careful not to do, like what you get is you'll get both sides being super confidently wrong. wouldn't you? Like, and it empowers both sides. Because
Right.
most people in the conversation are only in the conversation because they want to point and laugh at somebody else.
Right.
And there's a decent group of people on the globe side that do know what the fuck they're talking about and can speak to people rationally and convincingly. But there's not many of them, is there? Like, for me, the amount of times I listen to someone, like when like, how many times do you see a flat Earth video and then you'll see comments say, "Oh, you fall off the where's the edge? Then you'd fall off the edge if it like." That's the first thing they think to say, like the stupidest.
How's it day
thing.
and night? It's day in America and night in Japan.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Thanks for that.
yeah.
One.
I don't know if Dave's responded to what you said.
Oh no, I think because Dave likes to do videos on subjects like that where that. But I think that the problem is that they there are bridges that clearly would have differences in the bridge because of the curvature of the Earth. I'm not disagreeing with that. The Verrazano Bridge, I'm sure the top of it, but one of the instances is they say they take it into account when they built it. But I've also found articles that say between winter and summer that the bridge varies by like 4 feet, meaning that when it's cold, it's 4 feet shorter than when. So it's like, if that's true, then how would you take into account the curvature of the Earth that's way less than that? Like I don't think they take it into account when they're building it. Like again, there's going to be tolerances, right? And the tolerances are way outside of the curvature of the Earth.
There you go.
Way outside. So anyway, I would like to see what he said.
He's responded here to you.
He might say, "You're wrong, Jeran."
All construction sites are surveyed before starting, and surveyors inherently include curvature into the surveys, especially when using total stations. So curvature is included indirectly.
That's not a good answer, but it's included indirectly. The Glober position is that they take the curvature of the Earth into account when building bridges, but you wouldn't. There is no reason to do that. Where are you going to be taking the curvature? Where you're at, where you're building, where you're stacking steel is level. That's what we use a level for. So,
do you want me to see if he'll come up for a fight?
No fight. No, because Dave does a good job of explaining.
Dave, if you want to come up and like clothesline Jeran here,
you can do that across the pond.
You can come up. I will be shutting down in probably about 10 minutes or something. But yeah,
it's like I'm trying to think of other ways that they say it. But here's the thing that got me stuck: is that flat earthers hear stories like when they say there's a book written in 1900 where there's a railroad engineer who says no railroad engineer in the history of the world has ever taken the curvature of the Earth into account. And now flat earthers take that and they say, okay, that means it's flat. And the truth of it is that it is true that you wouldn't take it into account if it was a globe. So if we were honest about that, then I think it would help flat earthers see that you shouldn't expect if you're going to lay railroad tracks, you just lay 20-foot sections. So why would you ever, the Earth doesn't curve in 20 feet. So, and then you hear people say that, like, well, then it means flat. Welcome to flat Earth. No, something that is so large, it doesn't have any curve in 20 feet. That's okay. It still curves massively over huge distances. So again, to me, I'm trying to kind of fix some of these things that maybe people think are reasons. Like, okay, those documents that say NASA, they say treat the Earth as flat and stationary.
Yeah. What with the flights and stuff. Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's because it doesn't it doesn't affect those things. Or if it's we fly this plane like it's flat and motionless. Yeah, that's how we fly planes.
Yeah, but they always ignore the constant mass rigid thing, don't they?
Right, because there's other things that you're assuming in there. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that. Okay, so like the curvature of the Earth is not built into an airplane. Airplanes do not need to adjust for the curvature. They do it automatically because they're staying a certain distance from the ground, which is constantly curving. So the plane needs to adjust by 1/8 of an inch every 660 feet.
There you go. So, Javado says, Jeran, you're wrong on this one.
Of course, but they can't explain it. They can't explain why you would ever take it into account, how that would affect the building of the bridge at all. And then when they do, they're like, "Oh,
I don't see that it would. Not unless it's a really, really long distance."
But even if it was a long distance, still where the bridge is at is still being built level. So you're not. There's no point.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So like, imagine if we lived on a basketball, right? Well, then you need to take it into account because you're going to have a lot of curve everywhere, and you're going to be too big to not see that or not notice that. But I think that I guess it's a semantics thing where you're talking about if what Dave said is right. Okay, you're talking about they take it into account indirectly. Okay,
it's like when a flat Earth argument, like, please tell me you never made this argument when people say to me, I start, like they'll say Chicago skyline, blah blah blah, and I'll say, well, the bottom half's obstructed. There should be no obstruction, blah blah. Yeah, but it should be leaning away.
Yeah. I never made that. No, I mean, all it took was somebody to tell me that, Jeran, in 69 miles, there's 1 degree of change. So find something. What are you talking about? You think you can see 1 degree over 69 miles? Like, oh shit, no, never. So that's it. I mean, we're not seeing much further than 69 miles anywhere. So even if you look at Canigou, which is 175 miles, so you're talking about maybe that being 3 degrees of lean, you wouldn't see that. Look at 3 degrees of lean. That's just impossible, especially at that distance and the height that you are. You'll never see it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. But no, I would. If Dave did a video on that, I think it'd be a good video to show. Other than, like, I'm trying to think of like why on plans. Why would it be on if you had plans laid out? My dad used to be an electrician, and I would see these architecture plans. I'm just thinking, like, even on that, why would the curvature of the Earth? Why would that be in the plans? So
someone said to me once that I used to hear the argument that when the London Underground was built, the curvature was taken into account. I went and immediately checked that and couldn't find anything telling me that at all.
I think
anywhere.
FTFE says that, right? He did.
That's where I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I also couldn't find evidence of that. I mean, again, their idea of evidence is just because somebody said it somewhere. Like, we took it into account here. Okay, but did they really? Do we really need to do that? The curvature of the Earth.
I think we're becoming the new globe busters here, Jeran. I think
so. Think about it. I mean, in 660 feet, which is 2 football fields end to end with end zones, that's a long distance. That the curvature of the Earth is a nickel laying down. So to think that do we have anything? Even if we had let's say we had a 660 foot long piece of steel, which we don't, but let's say we did. If you laid that on the Earth, it would bend to the curvature of the Earth, meaning we wouldn't need to take it into account with a 660 feet single piece of steel.
What's this? Hang on, I'm going to bring this up here. I've never heard of this before. Omega sunset proves the Earth is flat. What does that mean? What's the Omega sunset?
I want to look at that. Omega sunset. Yeah. Something new to me.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. It's obviously a flat Earther there. Why not? Let's give them.
An Omega sunset is an optical phenomenon where the sun sets.
Jeran's about to switch back to flat after this evidence.
Looking for it. Oh, it's just when you see it like connect with the water. You see the sun and it kind of morphs into like a little hourglass figure at the end. You ever seen that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So why does that prove it's flat then? That's insane.
I don't know. It's a reflection in the water that's back behind there that you can barely see, but that's all that it comes down to. How does that prove it's flat? Doesn't make sense.
This is Matthew Hakim is the standard flat earther. You guys never even learned about the Omega sunset. That's funny. Yeah, we're obviously not as clued into this as you, Matthew. Obviously, you are the world's smartest man. And
it's so funny though. I'm looking at all these images, like why anybody would look at this and then say that proves the flat Earth is insane.
The ironic thing is, someone told Matthew that, and he just ran with it without even looking at it himself. He just thought, Omega sunset. I'm going to bring that up with Jeran when the next time I'll see him. That'll bring him back. I think
the proves it is the Omega moon set. Now I'm looking at the Omega moon set.
Oh, that's the thing as well, is it?
Yes, it is. No, it's funny too. Here's another thing: is that the moon also goes the wrong direction in the south. So what people don't realize is, like, on the flat Earth, we have suns going in opposite directions. In fact, we have a paradox. A paradox is something that cannot be explained. One of those things is that if some people, let's say we have somebody in the north and somebody in the south, and they're watching the same sunset. Get me on this. They're both looking west. They're both watching the same sunset. To one of them, the sun goes to the right. To the other one, it goes to the left. That's called a paradox. How can two people looking in the same direction see the same item going in 2 different directions? Well, it can't happen. Guess what? Put them on a sphere. It's answered. Oh, there you go. Put them on a sphere, and now the sun sets right for the people on the top and sun sets left for the people on the bottom.
Matthew doesn't care about that, though. He'll stick to the Omega sunset.
Omega sun. I don't care about sun going the wrong direction.
He's gonna go off to his couple of mates tomorrow and say, I destroyed these couple of globers last night on YouTube. They didn't know what an Omega sunset was. I don't know what anything else is, but they didn't know that. So I won.
I'm objectively destroying you in this debate, bro.
So funny. So funny. Right, let's watch a little bit more. I'm gonna have to shut this down pretty soon.
The argument now is Earth is so big so it looks flat and water finds its level. Jeran, literally, level means horizontal.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. What is level?
Way to go.
It's perpendicular to plumb.
Yeah.
And that plumb...
I think he's a bit of a plum. But go
on. What he needs to realize is that perpendicular to the level is everywhere you are, yes. So if you call that horizontal, it's horizontal right where you are. but now go a mile that way. Now go 2 miles that way. And all of a sudden it's not horizontal anymore. So that's why level is not horizontal. It is where you're standing.
The horizon is the horizontal eye zone. Don't you know that? Come on.
Oh, the horizontal eye zone. That's a good one.
Is
I'm just can you picture the guy
parallel
sitting
or
around the
perpendicular
big
to
table trying to
every
decide
plumb
what we call the
line.
horizon.
So if you are 100 kilometers apart from each other, and your plumb and that plumb from 100 kilometers away from point A to point B has the same perpendicular, aka the same horizontal, and say the same vertical.
See what
It's
he's
not
saying,
a globe.
real quick, is that what he's saying now?
No matter how big you
Go on.
His explanation there would say that the Verrazano Bridge tops are not further apart, but they are. And the reason for that is because it's curved, and when you're talking about two things at a distance away from each other, their perpendiculars are not the same. They're not parallel. You can be picture perpendicular on the top of the earth and all the way around the globe. They're all perpendicular to the ground, to the level, but they're not perpendicular to each other, or they're not parallel to each other. Sorry. Close, but not.
Now, I'm watching Matthew Hakim's comments. They just said, "You guys are doing a review of a review. That's really funny." I'll tell you what's funnier, Matthew, that you're sitting there watching something that you're obviously not enjoying very much. You know what I'll be doing? You know what I'd do if I came across a YouTube live that I wasn't interested in and didn't enjoy? I'd fuck off and do something else.
Yeah, I've never been in somebody's chat and be like, "I hate this. What you guys?"
Yeah,
are watching.
it's so weird. He's probably the most prolific commenter as well in here. Thanks for the algorithm, Matthew. You're doing me a massive favour. Cheers.
You want to make it. The guy's a joke, man.
Glad to.
Have you ever debated Flatside? I probably, if you did, I would have seen it, but I don't remember.
Not that I remember specifically. I do think he was on my channel one time. I don't remember what it was about. But no, I mean, the guy is completely dishonest. So, I mean, there's no... he's never even apologized for what he said about,
Lisbeth, yeah.
And then he lied straight up, saying that they saw that in my stream and it wasn't even her. It was my wife.
In fact, he didn't only not apologize for it. He actually made himself the victim over it. Made out he was being online bullied, and he's not going to talk about Flat Earth anymore because everybody's being mean to him.
He was just saying it in general. Wasn't saying about her, even though he says, "I know why they took her down there." Like, that's what he said. He's like, "I know why they chose her."
Jesus,
and then
what a knob.
so bad.
Right.
Oops, I didn't set the clock. Yeah, so I mean, there's quite a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
I think
That's what
I love Flatside's fake laugh that he does. Doesn't even smile when he does it.
Weird.
Yeah, really
Very
weird.
strange.
I just want to point out, Smokey Bacon says, yes, level means horizontal. It doesn't mean flat. Horizontal literally means flat. They're synonymous with each other. You can't separate horizontal from flat. Oh, man. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to get water quickly.
Oh, God. Have they got water in South Africa? I don't know.
Sam, with regards to your argument about Jeran and the fact that he changed his mind,
Just like, well, if he's run off to get water, I'll leave it there. I'm not waiting for that prick to come back. He's going to sit and do that smug lean back in the chair, triple chin face that he does, and like the super confident. I need
to know about Angels of Light. You need to tell me that one because I don't like that guy at all.
I will send you. Well, if you just scroll back on my channel, it's not that far. It's probably.
Oh, you talked about it on your channel. I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it. I don't know if I
does the show with TikTok with Dave.
Huh?
Right. Angels of Light is the guy that does the show on TikTok with Dave?
Yes, but he was on Nathan Oakley's show at this point. I don't think I put his name in the title. I'll send you the links to. I've done about 3 or 4 parts on it, so it's a good chunk. But it's very funny.
You bring it up as a joke and laugh about it, and I'm like, that sounds hilarious, but I don't know the
It
joke,
was hilarious. I even brought it up. I even brought it up with Fredo when I was speaking to Fredo because Fredo started talking about Angels of Light, and I said, "Angels of Light, has he got Nathan's cock out of his mouth yet?" And he didn't know what he was embarrassed, and he said, "Oh no, I did tell him." Like they can't defend him. They can't defend him because it was so humiliating. It was like he was just begging to be their friend. It's like the reason it's so funny to me is because when he sits on TikTok, he's like Daddy Fluff. You know what I mean? Like he'll sit there and talk about our expertise.
Like he knows everything.
Oh, I know everything. But to Nathan Oakley, you got to give me a break, man. I'm only new to Flat Earth. And it's like, hang on a minute, is this the same person that's been on fucking TikTok? It's hilarious. It's so embarrassing.
And how they act, and then they'll just say so many things that are just demonstrably wrong.
I mean, it's awful. You got to listen to obviously Oakley going into one, which is. I mean, this is. I've got loads of Oakley clips. I've got most of them when he was shouting at Whitsitt. This is what he was
Did
saying.
you like when
to
he was talking about Dave and he says Dave can't get a girl and only he can?
Dave McKagan, yeah.
Yeah, and Dave's got a wife and
Hey, I know he doesn't care about reality, though, does he?
He'll never get one of these, and then he says he still gets hit on when he goes to the grocery stores. This is the biggest lie that there's ever been told.
He literally looks like a serial killer.
Maybe
No, you can fuck off.
That's him. Go on, say again.
I was saying maybe people come up to him for a signature from Uncle Fester. Like, can I get his?
What's he doing? What's he doing? I mean, he looked creepy enough.
Gas go down, go boom boom, my friend.
There he is. Why does he say that? I don't even know what that means. It's gas go down, go boom boom. Right, I'm going to close this stream down here. I've been half an hour longer than I planned, so we'll have to do
it was fun.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again. I've got plenty of other stuff here, so whenever you fancy it, just give me a shout and we'll jump on and
I'd be
go
down to
through
do
some
that.
of
Sounds
this
like fun.
nonsense.
Sounds like fun. Hey, something cool I have. I don't know if your audience wants to hear this, but maybe some people do. So I've gotten somebody told me to sign up at Cameo. You heard of that site?
Cameo? No, I don't think so. Oh, hang on. Is that the thing where you do the messages or whatever?
Yeah. So I signed up for there and I put on there a former flat earther, former conspiracy theorist or whatever. And I said, if you have a family member or a friend who's falling down the hole, contact me and I'll talk to them and get them back out. Well, I've had 2 orders already. And
Really?
Both times I've talked to somebody and basically had a conversation with a conspiracy theorist, and they were like, "Oh, I'm thinking flat Earth is viable," and I was able to walk them back and tell them exactly why it's not, and they walked away from the call saying it's not. So I just want to put that out there. If people want to have me speak to, I guess it's just easier on one-on-ones than it is when they're in the chat with a bunch of people that are backing them up, or when you're talking one-on-one and I kind of walk through them about if the sun goes the wrong direction, but we can flip it on a globe and all of a sudden it's right. What does that mean? So people have family or friends that they want me to talk to, check out Cameo and be my 3rd purchase. So
there you go. Matthew Hakeem, there's one for you there. Go on Cameo. Speak to Jeran.
Yeah, just do that.
Pull you out of this drivel.
Or if you want me to tell somebody happy birthday, I can do that. I don't know why you would want me to do that, but I'll do it for you. So Cameo's for.
Jeran to come on and sing happy birthday to someone on the next stream.
Yeah, it's cheap. And if you want to message me there, it's only 99 cents per message, which is nice. So
there you go.
I like Cameo for that reason. Now, once somebody buys the thing with the messages that are free, but before that, it's 99 cents a message. And I've gotten 2 or 3 people. I also got somebody that asked to take pictures of my feet. So I didn't agree to that one. So
you'd be on OnlyFans soon, Jeran. What's that about?
No, thank you, sir.
Get your cock out. I'm sure Angels Alight would be giving up for a bit. So.
Oh boy,
he's into that by looks of things. Right, anyway, cheers, Jeran. Thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks for all the super chat. I think I got through all of them. Yeah, I did. Cheers, everybody. 2.5 hours. It's my longest stream so far, so that's good.
All right, well, I'm happy to be
we'll catch you another time. Cheers, everybody. See you all later.
Later.